Holy crap, welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and here we are for another Friday night chat.
So,
I've got,
Grant, uh,
yes, go ahead.
did you write and play that bumper music?
I did.
All right, good,
Nice.
That's some
nice,
of my work. hmm
awesome.
And I
It's
raised the peace goblet to you boys.
I need something to drink. I don't have anything with me right at the moment.
It's the goblet.
Oh,
It's the
these go all
goblet.
night, man.
It's
You're
the
gonna be
goblet of love.
Grant likes these 3-hour Friday night shows. You might need a drink.
Well,
I don't
who
know if I'll
knows?
be on that. I don't know if I'll be on that long, but I'll at least hang in here for a little
You
bit
never
because I
know
haven't
who's
been.
going to show up.
Yeah.
You know. But how is everybody tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good. Just going out and got an early dinner with the wife and had a beer, so I relax.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't want to talk about COVID because I've been able to go through 2 years without getting it. Okay. 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, when Biden says, well, we're lifting there's no more pandemic. You know what happens on the day that he lifts the pandemic?
You get it.
I get it.
You lowered your guard down.
Well, Byron, I haven't been doing anything different than I normally do.
Well,
But-
I got it a month ago at a class reunion because I was around like 100 people.
Right.
That was the first time we'd gotten it in 2 years, or whatever it's been, a year and a half, year and a half.
It's been 2 years.
Heck,
Yeah.
I was at SummerSlam for the WWE in late July up in Nashville with 40,000 people,
Mhm.
and I didn't get it. So, go figure.
Well, I don't know what I did that was unusual. I only do the same thing over and over again. But, they say if you're going to get it, everyone's going to get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got it. But I'll tell you, I don't want to sound like a wuss or anything, but I haven't been through anything quite like it because it never goes away. I lost sense of smell, lost sense of taste. My whole body hurt. And all I could do was I would get up, I'd have to go back to bed and lay down. I've never felt anything quite like it. So if, someone's out there going, oh, COVID, oh, for crying out loud, that's nothing. Well, you better hope you get a strain that's weak.
When I had it, I had one day where I just was like, you know what? I don't even want to get out of bed. I literally just wanted to stay in bed and just, and I never lost the sense of smell or taste.
Yeah, I've got
Well,
that.
one day I felt like a Mack truck hit me. The
Yeah.
next day I didn't feel too bad. The next day I felt like a Mack truck hit me again.
Yeah,
It just kind of went up and down. It was kind of weird.
because Friday we did, what show was that? Was that the ABC show? It doesn't matter. A week ago Friday we had a show. I was okay at 8:30 p.m. But all of a sudden at 9 p.m., it was like a Mack truck hit me. It was like night and day. I couldn't tell anything prior to that anything was coming on. And then all of a sudden, boom. And it was like, and I went, uh-oh. I just had a feeling. I bet you that I know what that is. COVID, 3 days of headache from hell and bed. Yeah. See, I felt like, okay, I don't want to talk about COVID, but I just have to. The thing is, I felt like a lot of head pressure. It was almost like I could almost get a headache, but I never went that far to get a headache. But I was always on the verge. Did you guys ever have that at all either? Like pressure, a lot of pressure?
I didn't have that. Mine was just literally like a mild cold. Just with like
Same here.
the difference was I also had those those days where you just felt like you were just run over.
Right.
But I never got like really bad.
Mhm.
It never had anything that crazy. Now, did you got the shots? I assume.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I've had shots, I've had boosters and all that,
Yeah,
but I still got it.
yeah, and still got it. Yeah. I guess I was just fortunate. I just had a very mild case, but it was just enough to knock me out of commission for a few days. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
knocked out for of course, yesterday I felt pretty good, and then this morning I felt like I was going backwards, but now I feel okay. It seems like the evenings for me are much better. I have no idea.
The good thing,
I'm
I
not
think
contagious or anything. I don't have a fever.
I think the good thing for me was I had gone to the doctor and I had been there like a couple weeks earlier
Hmm.
complaining of a sinus infection, and I tested negative then, only to test positive 2 weeks later. And I think that's when they gave me that Laxprovid or
Hmm.
Paxlovid or whatever that's called.
Yeah.
And they gave me that, and it did make me feel a lot better. So
Yeah, that probably helped you quite a bit.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't.
We didn't
I
take anything.
mean, I don't want to sound like a wuss, but man, I never felt anything like this.
Mm.
And we just felt like we had a minor cold, but
This was more than a
what
cold.
was strange was I didn't lose my taste of sense or smell, but it was like something was bothering my throat where I always wanted to drink or eat
Mhm.
something. And
Yeah, I felt like I needed to eat.
my throat was all messed up.
I felt like I needed to eat, but I couldn't taste anything.
Yeah.
I don't think for me, yeah, it's always good to hydrate, but my body was getting to a point of like, okay, it's good to hydrate, but don't drown me.
Gotcha.
I think my body
Right.
was like, oh, don't go too nuts here. At least keep feeding me to help get this circulated out.
Hmm.
And that seemed to have done better. So. Anyway,
All right.
Well, it is what it is.
that's right.
All right. So I threw up the link for anybody who wants to get on here and rap with us, boys. The topic for tonight is because I haven't been on, I feel like I've been like missing in action. Even though I put up content, I haven't done anything this week. I canceled all the shows that were going to be scheduled. I canceled them. I have to reschedule them all tomorrow. But I feel like I'm really out of it for some reason. After a while, you kind of get used to doing this stuff. But tonight, because I have so much stuff that I've bought,
Never ends.
it never ends. I figure we would do a show where we could share some stuff that we've bought because it's always fun to have show and tell.
Yep.
So I figure that's what we'll do. And, a lot of this stuff, I've got April wine stuff. John?
Got to do
Yeah.
homework for your next show.
Yeah, there's a show on Tuesday, I believe. So on that Tuesday show, we'll be looking at Electric Jewels and Stand Back. And John is ready to go.
Showing and telling.
Do you want to show and tell that? Because I know, John, that was new for you. You can go
Oh
ahead and
yeah,
show
with
and
all
tell.
the
Show
the
and
April-
tell to the class. Go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, Electric Jewels,
Yeah.
April Wine's third album. So I just was listening to it before I got on here.
Mhm.
Good album. I'm
You
digging
like
it.
Electric Jewels?
I like Electric Jewels. It's got some good stuff to it. I don't know if it's one I would call it their best,
Well,
but I thought it was a good album.
where's the
And I don't want to give much away for Tuesday, but
No,
Let's
no,
get
no,
some
no,
more-
no. I
No
understand.
spoilers.
yeah, and and Stand Back, it was their fourth studio album, and there's a lot of good stuff there too. But now okay, yeah, you got that. So mine,
This is
my,
great.
my copy, I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
This
I haven't
is
had time.
great.
I haven't had a whole lot of time to listen to much of nothing. So my copy came this I got the booklet.
Wait a minute. Is that in a jewel case or is it like a? Okay. How-
What the guy from Discogs, because I bought this. This is how they sent it to me.
Uh-huh. So they
So-
just sent it to you without the jewel case. That's all.
But it did come from Belarus or somewhere in Russia. So
Oh, okay.
so that's probably why I didn't think about. Now I'm still looking for the one you managed to pick up. That
Back to the mansion.
That's one I'm still looking to
I'm
pick
gonna
up.
say if we would do a ranking,
Mhm.
that's not far off from Nature the Beast and Harder Faster.
That's cool.
It's really a great record. I will
Okay.
let it. In the April Wine catalog. Yeah, no wonder it goes for a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's not cheap for anybody looking to find that album out there. If you find it in the wild for a good price, snag it because
Here, I can probably
you,
pop it up.
I'm seeing sellers on eBay selling that thing for anywhere from $60 to $150 or something like
Yeah.
that. It's really it's really crazy.
Well, if you can see that, that's it in the bottom left.
Hmm.
I mean, the artwork's not all that great, but
Yeah.
it sounds great. I will give you that.
So I'm
And
going to
I-
keep a lookokout for that one
And
to
that
see
was
if I
like
can.
2001 when that came out.
Hmm. Yeah,
and
they haven't.
roughly speaking is what, 2006? And there's the cover right
I
there.
thought Back to the Mansion was like 2011 actually.
Well, no, it's
think
before
it's older than
roughly
that.
speaking. It's 2001.
Hang on, I got the Wikipedia page up here.
Get that up
Roughly,
there, Tim.
okay, yeah, Back to the Mansion 2001. Roughly
Mhm.
speaking, okay, so roughly speaking was the last album. You're right. Back to the
Both
Mansion
of those
was.
are. I'm just gonna let it go. But if we could rank them, I think when we're done with the April Wine series, we'll do like a ranking.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have to go back to listen to them.
I'll be really interested to see what Tim says about those.
Yeah, I kind of am too. But let me just kind of let me dig all these out. Just so everybody can see how
Yeah, go ahead.
how nuts this has turned me into with the April Wine. Of course, there's the first
First
one,
album. Yeah.
Yep.
On Record,
Mm-hmm.
which is the second one. Of course, you saw roughly speaking, and
So my
not roughly
copy of
speaking.
Electric Jewels, I got the Repertoire CD from that was the German CD.
Mine is an Aquaria. No, mine is a Unidisc.
Okay, well that should sound
Unidisc
okay.
Digipack. Of course, Stand Back. This was a Wounded Birds
Yeah,
reissue.
where did you get the Wounded Bird?
I think I
version?
got that off Discogs.
Yeah.
I think.
See, that's what I've got the Aquarius CD of that. And it's questionable. I bet the Wounded Bird sounds better.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't sound bad from what I need to get a good refresher. Of course, there's The Whole World's Gone Crazy. This is another Unidisc reissue.
That I don't have yet.
Okay. I even found a vinyl version. I even picked up a couple of kind of cheapy looking vinyl versions.
As well, man.
There's Forever and Now.
I
This
don't
was
have that either.
this is this was an Aquarius version. I think I did a lot of. I started going Discogs crazy a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
I've heard that one's not that great.
It was supposed to be a Miles Goodwin solo record.
Yeah.
But then it
I
kind
haven't
of
gotten to that
morphed
one yet.
into an April Wine album.
of
I mean,
course,
a lot of the same people play on it.
yeah.
And then
of
there's
course,
First Glance.
First Glance. This was a twofer with First Glance and Harder Faster. And then I managed to pick up this multi thingy of April Wine for like $40, and I got Attitude as part of it.
Oh, really?
And so I've been getting like duplicates of.
So you have duplicates of Harder Faster.
Yeah, I've got some duplicates. So if anybody out there wants a copy of Harder Faster, I could probably help you out.
So
a
are
little
those are those Capital versions
bit.
or those
Yeah,
Aquarius?
these are the Capital.
Are
yeah,
they
these
the
are the
red
Capital.
labeled ones or not? We'll open the CD or the
Yeah, that's what I'm
CD's
doing.
red.
Yeah, no, it's Capital.
Well, wait a minute. Whoa. Show me that again.
Oh, hold on. Here we go.
That's not an original. That
go.
is the second pressing.
Okay.
Show me the other one because
Hang
I've
on.
never seen that. What the heck is that?
I'll have to look this one up, I guess. I don't know if maybe this one got switched out or something, but
I've never seen one of those because that's not the first pressing. The first pressing has a different graphic
Yeah.
on it.
okay.
The all red's a second, but that one I don't even know what that is. I've never
Yeah,
seen one of those.
maybe Tim can have some insight on that one, but
Hold it back
then-
because when we see Tim, we'll ask him. I've never seen that.
so yeah, just
That's
Tim,
not a.
if- Tim-
Is that
Tim, if you're
Canadian
watching.
or U.S.?
Let's see. I may have to look that up. I don't honestly know. Everything else about this looks
Mhm.
the same on this album, so I don't know why the CD is different.
I've never seen that before.
But I've also got 2 copies of Nature of the Beast. They're both the same.
Yeah.
There's Power Play, another Unidisc thingy.
See, I've got the Capitol version of that one.
There's
Capital of that.
Animal Grace. Yeah, this is a SEMA.
Okay, that is like Animal Grace.
Yeah.
That's not like the first pressing. That's like the budget line of Capital.
Yeah, that's probably what I think that's what this was. There's a Walking Through Fire with Animal Grace. I actually don't have
BGO.
I actually don't have a Walking Through Through Fire standalone.
Yeah, I've got that on Capital.
Of course, there's Attitude.
I got that.
Yeah.
Of course, I found this in the wild for $3.
Yeah,
Free
well,
it.
you're lucky on that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
And then I did pick up all the Rockers and the King Biscuit. I still haven't had a chance to listen to any of
well,
those
you'll
yet.
like the King Biscuit. That's a great show.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely April wind up, and like I said, I even have some vinyls stashed away over there too. But
Look how he's taken to this, Byron. He's just run and
What I'm
embraced the
learning-
April wine.
What I'm learning is when Grant gets somebody on his shows to talk about a discography, it costs you a lot of money.
It does. It does. Ernesto, how's it going tonight? I knew you'd make it. I knew you'd make
All right.
it.
Ernesto's always here.
I mean, he's always here.
Yeah.
Oh, look, wait a minute. John's got more to share.
But then here's some vinyls. I mean, again, these aren't anything. They're not in pristine shape. I picked these up for like $3 or $5 or something like that.
Those were on Parrot. Wasn't that on Parrot?
This one's on London.
Oh, it's on London. Okay, that's what I meant.
So I don't know if you can tell there.
Yeah.
I remember you'd see those albums back in the 80s in the used bins. Now you don't see this stuff.
First Glance. Yeah, my store. There's a store that I've been going to that has. They seem like they have a lot of this era.
Mhm.
Of course, there's
era.
there's a Harder Faster for you on Aquarius, and Nature of the Beast. So yeah, I know. Like I said,
All
I
right,
think
that Nature of the Beast. What is that? A Capital?
This one is this one's a Capital.
What's the label on it? I know I'm getting geeky. Is it
The-
a green label or is it just a
Oh,
regular maroon?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maroon.
All right, so that's an original one. They put out a budget line that were on green labels that they cut out 2 tracks. So it was more of a budget line. But during that whole 80s era, Capitol did a lot of weird stuff like that. But yeah, the maroon one is the whole thing. I had that back in the day.
This was my brother's, I think, at one time. It's about the only thing left of his I got from music, I think. So, yeah.
Well, Byron, is that what? Do you have something else to share since we're here?
Oh,
Since we're
yeah. I hit garage sales in the thrift stores, and I went to a garage sale. This is not the garage sale we've talked about many times. This was a different one, and this guy had died, and he had a lot of blues CDs, and his nieces were having the garage sale, and they were selling his CDs. So I got, I think, 17 discs that day for $15.
Of course you did.
So, and it's pretty cool stuff. So we'll start. I got 5 Walter Trout CDs.
Nice.
I don't know who Walter Trout is.
He's good.
He's really
What's he, a guitar player?
Yeah.
He's I think from New Jersey originally. He started out with Canned Heat, I think, back in the early 80s. And then he moved on to John. Then he was with John Mayall in the late 80s for a while, and he's been solo since. And I've seen him in concert many times. I mean, you don't see his stuff used for the most part.
I'm looking him up. Yeah.
He's great, man. So yeah, I got 5 CDs of his that day for basically for $1 a piece, and they're all great. He's got a bunch more that I don't have. So
Yeah, he's
I think
got quite
about
a
15
discography.
Yeah, 15 or 20 probably.
According to Ernesto, he's the man.
Yeah. So
Old
yeah,
school blues.
you can't pass him up, man, when you see him for $1.
Yeah, but Ernesto is Walter Trout as old school as this.
No, he's not.
Far from it.
What is that pressing? What is that pressing?
This
of that?
is a Robert Johnson. This is all the recordings.
Oh,
and
like
this-
they put that box set out like back in the 20
Yeah,
years
this
ago.
isn't this isn't the,
Everything, right?
this isn't
Oh, is that record store day?
this isn't this.
That's what I'm thinking of.
This was another label that I just happened to I was in Clarksdale and I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or the Delta Blues Hall of Fame
Uh-huh.
and museum rather, and they had this, and I've always wanted to get Robert Johnson stuff on, but I think I don't know if this was a record store day thing or not. I've read some good things about it though, so it is a good. Now this is a record store deal of you can't really see it, but Terraplane Blues. They did do this a couple years ago. So I did find this when I was over there. So
Is that a 78?
It looks like a 78.
It's
but
replicated
not.
to be like the old 78, but it's I think you can play it on 45 speed.
Right. Okay.
So, sorry, I didn't mean to take away from your
No,
stuff, but when you
I-
prop blues up, I thought I'd show that off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I got a lot of blues here.
that
though.
was not as cheap as as what you got, unfortunately, but it was worth it.
Grant will tell you I don't spend a lot on my music. I only go for the cheap stuff.
I need to be a lot better about that, but
That's right. You've buy low is
Buy
what
low.
I always say.
I don't work anymore, so I've got free time to hit garage sales in the summer.
Byron, you're retired?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
one
that.
day I'll get there.
Yeah, I got a wife with a good job. I was the same.
So are you trying to
was-
say
I
you're a
was the
kept
same.
man?
Huh?
Are you a
Well,
kept man?
no. I mean, we don't have any kids, and we're both professionals. And I'm a notorious saver, so when I got laid off 2 years ago, I just decided
Screw it.
screw it, and I can get by. So we get by. Yeah.
All right.
Living
I
the
get
dream.
it. Good
yeah.
for you. Well,
Yeah,
bless you then.
I got a bunch of. Well, why don't you talk about what you picked up, Grant? We'll go around
Well,
in circles.
okay. Well, wait a minute. I gotta get this graphic thing together. I'm gonna share something because Todd and I don't know where Todd is. You think Todd would be here by now?
Some
Wait a
zoo,
minute.
huh?
What does Ernesto say? If you find 78
Oh.
blues records, that's ticket.
Yeah.
Yes, if you could ever find an original Robert Johnson 78,
Uh-huh.
oof, good luck.
Oh, well, that's priceless.
That's extremely. I think I've only ever seen one once, and it's. Yeah, I can't even remember what it was going for, but
I don't know if you guys remember this from back in the day. I remember seeing this cover like in the early 90s. But Todd and I interviewed Scott Byron, who is the A&R rep for Matthew Sweet and Zoo Entertainment. And of course, this part hasn't aired yet. But during the show, I was going, well, Scott, you're the A&R guy. Was there anything during your tenure of Zoo Entertainment in which you really thought highly of stuff? Because a lot of that stuff didn't sell. You know how record companies are. They signed somebody, they thought maybe it'll go, maybe it won't go. Well, there was a band that he said he recommended this. Kaboom by Flowerhead, which is kind of like, this came out in 92. Kind of like, what do I want to say? Kind of like an underground band. I'm looking at my notes. Kind of psychedelic, kind of noisy, a lot of fuzz boxes. They would have fit in really well, like in the late 60s or something. And, these guys, this probably, I don't even know. Well, this isn't a cutout. But I do remember seeing this back in the early 90s, probably in the cutout bins. but
so you
I
just
picked it up and it's actually really good.
Yeah, this is a recent pickup, huh?
Well, yeah, because I said, Scott, well, give me some stuff that you would recommend. He's the A&R guy. He heard stuff, and a lot of this stuff didn't do anything. They put it out, so I just wrote down everything he was saying that he recommended, and this was only like $1 or $1.50 on Discogs, and I love finding these bands that there's so much to listen to, and the fact that this band came out, back in the day and didn't do anything, and it's really forgotten. I don't know. There's something about it that, that I like. So,
I don't think I've heard of them before.
well, you probably
I know
didn't.
I
You
have.
probably never have.
Yeah.
So I figured, what the hell? I might as well get it. And I've got some more stuff that I bought because he told me to buy it. Well, he kind of told me to buy it. He said these are really good. That they're just forgotten. But I can throw up another one while I'm doing it. If I can only get this together. The Spelvins was
Never heard of them
another
either.
one. Whichever Train Comes it was on Zoo from 1993. This is a great record. It's very kind of power pop. How do I want to describe it? I almost can't really describe it. It's very different than a lot of other stuff.
Is it like the Melvins?
No, this is like the only record they put out, and that was it. But I mean, if you can find it, I highly recommend it. If you like power pop, I don't know. I think they were like a New York band or something. But this is, as you can see, this is either a cutout or a promo.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's a promo. Look, it says not for sale.
Oh yeah.
But I like it quite a bit. I probably like this a bit more, but hey, it gives me something else to listen to. That's all I'm going to say. But that's a couple of them that I got.
We'll stick with the Zoo Entertainment for a second. At that same garage sale, I got these each for $1 a piece.
Yeah, well worth $1.
Yeah. So,
I think Matthew Sweet probably sold more than anybody else on Zoo, other than Tool.
yeah.
Because don't forget, Tool is on Zoom.
Yeah. I only had one Matthew Sweet prior to getting those, and they're pretty good. I mean, it's not what I normally listen to, but I'm enjoying
Well,
it.
what do you normally listen to?
Prog, some metal, especially prog metal, jazz fusion, classic rock. I don't listen to a lot of. You seem to listen to a lot of 80s like alternative rock and stuff, which I don't really listen to much of that. I'm more of a classic rock guy, some blues, Zappa, like I said, fusion, prog, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I'm trying to expand.
Well, at least we got that cleared up.
Digging some of the.
Oh yeah, Vanessa
Jellyfish.
said you're living the life for one.
Yeah, I am.
I find it interesting to go to a dead man's collection. You never know.
These CDs were from a dead man. Yeah.
Well,
Someday
whatever
somebody's
works.
going to go through our collections too.
Yeah, that's how
My
it's
wife
gonna
will
work.
probably burn all mine.
But you got to give your wife instructions for what happens to your collection when you're gone.
Yeah.
Well, my plan is once I retire, I'll start liquidating stock.
I'm calling your wife when you're gone. I'm going to see if I can get a first dibs on your collection.
I got some good stuff in there though.
Yeah.
But all my
you did.
vinyl, like I've said before, I bought when it was cheap. All
Yeah.
those dollar records are now $9 records. I could make some money. They're all mint. I wouldn't buy anything unless the record was mint. All mint. Well, at least the record is. There might be some, wear to the sleeve, but as long as the record's mint,
Mint records are expensive now.
yeah.
That's
But
why-
none
that's
of
why you
mine,
guys
I would
use-
not buy anything that was subpar.
I had a guy send me a picture. He was at a local store somewhere nearby where he lives, and it was that he found a sealed copy of Ozzy's Ultimate Sin album, original pressing from 1986, still sealed apparently with the pipe stickers and everything. And the guy wanted like $105.
No.
So,
That one's worth a lot of money. It really
Why
yeah.
is it worth a lot?
not
What
that,
year is
maybe
that?
not that much, but it's
well,
worth
What
the
year
ori-
was that?
if it's
87?
if it's the very original pressing, a songwriting credit was left off by accident.
Okay.
Bob Daisley's name was left off the songwriting credits, and they didn't catch it in time when the album came out. And then they had to suddenly rush a second pressing out to make sure Bob Daisley got
Look,
got
Byron's
credit.
got
Yeah.
one. Is that an original one?
I think so. I got
Well,
these
check
off
this
of-
credit because I want to
Check
make sure.
check the songwriting credits. If Bob Daisley's name is not on it, that's an original one.
Was it on the label that way or was it on the outer cover? Do you know?
I think everywhere. Just his
Everywhere.
name just never got
Okay.
put on there.
Well, this one says all songs written by Ozzy and Jakey Lee except "Shot in the Dark" by Ozzy and Phil
Yeah,
Sousa.
that's
You
an
got
original.
an original one.
That's an original because Bob Daisley's name got added on later.
That's mint.
Mm.
I had that too, and I had my cover signed by the artist.
Oh
and
my
and
God.
I when I was getting rid of stuff before I moved to Alabama, boy, I got rid of so much
You
so much
liquidated
stuff,
stock?
and boy, I that was one I wish I didn't get rid of, but
Yeah,
Wow,
mistakes
Byron, look
the
at
mistakes
you.
I made. Yeah, that
Hey,
one's a keeper.
2 years ago, I had a friend. He had all his records from the '80s still, and he had like
Mhm.
200 records.
Mm.
And he wanted to sell them all, and so I bought the whole collection.
Wow. I wish I had
And-
kept all that. I wish I kept so much stuff that I had back in the days. But
know
my,
what, John?
wife,
It is
my,
what
my
it
wife
is.
and I wouldn't be together if I had. So,
Oh God, it must have been bad.
oh, I had a lot. I to her, it probably would have, she would have looked, she looks at what I have now and thinks I go nuts.
That's
So,
fine.
but
At
yeah,
least you're
I didn't
enjoying
give much
yourself.
for that.
so I got to ask, Byron, so when you say classic rock, would this be a band in your wheelhouse?
Yeah, I don't know that I own any James Gang, but I do like the James Gang. I just don't have any. I
Yeah.
sold off a lot of stuff, like you said at one point.
Yeah, one
Now
point.
I'm,
But
now I'm retired. I'm reaccumulating things.
I actually went and got a little nuts
Oh
and
my
decided
God.
I kind of wanted to I kind of wanted to hear what the rest of this.
You got a
collection
mobile
sounded like.
fidelity of live in concert?
Yes, I've had this.
Where'd you pick that up?
Oh gosh, I've had this for.
Oh, okay.
I've had this for. I've had this since probably the '90s
Mm.
at least. I've had this for a long time.
Yeah, it's a silver one. Those are the best ones.
This one sounds really good. My brother was the James Gang fan.
Mhm.
He had, you know, he had. Okay, yeah, that's.
That's the
I
only
think
one I
that's.
got.
I think
My
that's
band.
Jesse. No, which
No,
one is
that's
that?
got
Tommy
what's his
Bolin
name
on the
playing
Bang.
guitar?
That's Bang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Bang.
with Tommy Bolin.
Tommy
But
I prefer
Bolin.
I prefer the two with Bolin the most.
Yeah.
They're good with Joe Walsh too. So
My brother had Rides Again. Of course, he had the live in concert,
Mhm.
but then he also actually had these two. You know, Straight Shooter and
Is that the
Passing.
BMG version?
This is
Looks
the or
like a
BG,
BMG.
the
BGO.
version.
What is it? Say?
Yeah.
BMG? BGO. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I have Bang in Miami. Well,
Yeah.
and Reborn and Jesse Come Home.
That looks
But,
like a one-way.
Real last-
This one was a Wounded Bird version.
Wounded
but,
Bird.
I haven't had time to listen to it, but I just kind of went nuts and did pick up a bunch of stuff like that lately. But yeah, this I would love to. I know the whole concert of this is available online somewhere. I'd love to hear it at some point. I hear it sounds amazing.
I'm sure that the mobile fidelity version sounds really good though.
This does. Yeah, I have it on my phone, so I have definitely been known to pop that on there a few times. Just listening to the 18-minute version of Lost Woman where everybody gets to take a solo. You know, you got Joe Walsh doing a crazy solo, you got Dale Peters doing a crazy little bass solo, then Jim Fox going nuts on the drums, and then they all start making vocal noises, which is really stupid. It's,
Well,
it's
it was the
it's-
early 70s.
it was the 70s. So I would, why not? But it's so much fun to listen to that. And of course you hear Walk Away, Tend My Garden, into Ashes, the Rain and I, which I've always loved Ashes, the Rain and I. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll buy just about anything that's 70s classic rock at the right price if I don't have it. So
well, okay. So speaking of 70s classic stuff,
Yeah.
since we did the series of the Off the Soundboard,
Yes.
what do we think about
We
Des
can talk
Moines?
about that.
Do we have
I-
any thoughts? Do we have any thoughts about this one that just
We
just
do
came
have
out?
thoughts about it.
I dated a girl that lived in Des Moines for a while.
We do have thoughts about this.
It's about 2 hours away.
Yeah. Okay.
My initial thought is boy, does it sound raw.
Yes.
Because once you listen to this and then you listen to what they've done with Alive and Alive 2, you obviously know that most of that's been re-recorded. But holy mackerel,
So what tour is this?
this is
Love Gun.
Love Gun Tour 77.
So this,
I'm not a
what-
Kiss guy,
yeah, essentially they pulled this stuff off to make Alive 2, or maybe not from this show exactly, but
But probably
a lot
that
of the
tour.
stuff is from
yeah.
that tour. So,
But
so,
it's
yeah,
night and day. If you
Oh,
listen to
geez.
Live 2 in this, there's no comparison.
no
This is
comparison at all.
raw. I
Very
was
much.
shocked
Yes. Yeah.
because I'm
yeah,
so used to hearing how slick the others were. Holy crap!
yeah, it's much more raw,
Yeah,
and a
And
lot better sounding than that thing that was on that Destroyer.
oh my god! Exactly. Why couldn't you pulled something from '76 or something?
Yeah.
Someone's got something that sounds better. Or
Yeah.
heck, you could have put this on there for God's sakes.
Right.
But out of all the soundboard ones, I think this is my favorite.
I kind of agree. That one and Donington are kind of neck and neck
Donington's
for me.
okay.
Tokyo was good. Virginia Beach was definitely the worst of them.
Right.
But Tokyo wasn't bad. To answer to Ernesto, I like Creatures of the Night, but I don't like it enough to want to buy that.
I'm
box
not
set.
buying a box. I don't
Yeah,
care about that stuff.
I don't think that's something I want to get myself. At Destroyer, at least everything that was in there with all the extra goodies, that took me back to my childhood. Creatures, not so much.
You give me a Elder box set, I might be down for that. Because there was a
Absolutely.
lot of stuff that didn't make it to the Elder,
Yeah. So I would be, I would love to hear what Ace had done for that album.
More. Yeah, because they deleted a lot of his lead work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anybody watching this, I would recommend this one. This is fun.
Very much so.
Raw. I don't know what else to say about it, but
Yeah.
it's great.
And then I've been seeing you guys all talking about this group, and you
Go
guys
ahead.
got me infected with this one.
The Raspberries. Ryan's got that box set.
Yeah. So I picked it up too. My brother has Fresh Cream. Not
Fre-
Fresh Cream. Fresh Raspberry.
Raspberries. Yeah.
He had the second album on vinyl, and he actually saw Eric Carmen live in concert back in the day, and he said he was opening up for Styx. So this would have been, he said it was like 76, 77, something like that.
That would be about right. That'd be
Yeah.
about, this stuff.
So
Speaking
so
of
that was
Eric
the-
Carmen.
yeah. So I'm just going to kind of breeze through a few other little odds and ends of things that I picked up, and I'm probably going to chill out for the night myself. Let you guys kind of talk more, but I haven't had a chance to listen to Ozzy's new one yet, but everything I've been hearing, nothing sounds
Well, the
too
one
exciting.
track with Jeff Beck and everything, the
Yeah.
track that they were promoting prior,
Mhm.
I
think
thought
the
it was
title
fine.
track.
I didn't
Yeah.
bother me at all.
I did listen to the song with Eric Clapton, and I thought that one was pretty decent. Clapton rips a good solo there.
Mhm.
I just haven't had time to take a listen to the rest of the album.
I've listened to
any-
it twice, and I think it's maybe a 3-star.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I just got this today, so obviously I have not had time to listen to it. It's a very dark cover, so you're not really going to be able to see this as well. This
I'm
is
not
a band
sure what
called
that is.
This is a band called Kings of Mercia. This features Jim Matthews from Fate's Warning.
Okay.
Joey Vera on bass as well, so he's also in Fate's Warning. He's also in the Armored Saint. And then there's a couple of other guys. I just know this is Jim Matthews' new project from Fate's Warning, so I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but I like Jim Matthews as a guitar player and songwriter, so I think he's very, very good to listen to. What else? Well, kind of weird. And then for any of the really weird, anybody who's into like really weird metal stuff, there was this one label overseas. They did this 10 CDs for 10 euros kind of deal. So I don't know what it comes out to being.
Yeah.
Down my alley.
Yeah. Well, maybe not so much this stuff, but yeah. So if you know, there's like none of these bands I'd ever heard of when I got it. So I started listening to a little. I haven't even opened some of these yet, so they're still all wrapped up. But I listen to them like on Spotify. So, Black Cobra.
Are these death metal? Black metal?
A lot of this is like death metal,
Okay.
hardcore, black metal. This is a band called Perfect World. I think I listened to this one a little bit. I thought that one was actually pretty good. Green Claws. I don't know what the heck that was.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because my son, who was into that, ordered some CD from this company. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I might have to run up in the attic and pull these.
Yeah.
But he ordered X amount, and the guy said, "Well, we're kind of liquidating stock, so I'm just sending you a whole bunch of stuff." So we got all these black metal CDs. Actually, I'm going to run up and get it.
Yeah.
You guys talk for a bit.
I'm
You
gonna
got to
kinda-
see this shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw out the rest of these, but yeah, while you're getting
right,
this,
I'll
but
be right
yeah,
back.
I mean, again, I've not listened to any of these yet because they're all still wrapped, but most of this is like black metal, hardcore, death metal, neuro chaos. This is
Hey, what do you got to lose?
the
You got
label.
nothing to
Yeah, I mean, the label is called Hammer Heart Records. They're one of the big things they just did is they reissued the band Trouble. They reissued a number of their albums recently. The only one I haven't seen yet.
Trouble. Have you heard that album? It's Nick on here one time recommended it. It was like I think two guys from Trouble and Doug Pinnick.
Oh, Super Shine.
Yeah, that's great.
I got it, and I still haven't had time to take. I still haven't taken
really
time to listen
good.
to it. But
Yeah,
one of these days I'm going to. But yeah, and I noticed that actually just got a reissue on a label recently. But yeah, so again, I did the same thing with another label called Dive Bomb Records. My bad thing was I had gotten so much stuff from them before. So when I did this like 30 CDs for $50 deal, unfortunately I wound up having half of them already. So I was like, well, so much for that. But so
find somebody who wants to trade you something or give them away as gifts.
Yeah, I'll probably bless somebody with them. But
I brought down the wrong box. Couldn't see anything. Oh, just trust me that they were hardcore metal CDs. I'm not going back up there.
But there's one other thing. I haven't gotten the hard copy of it yet, but I hope to very soon. I think it's because I got a hard copy and a vinyl, a CD and a vinyl version. So the vinyl's taking longer, so I haven't gotten it yet. But and again, this is a really bad cover to see because you can't really see the name of the band. But this is a band called Becoming the Archetype, and this is their first album called Terminate Damnation. They just came out with a new album called hang on, I gotta look it up because I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Children of the Great Extinction, I think it's called. Let me be sure about that. Anyway, where is it? I just had Children of the Great Extinction. I have really good history with this band. I first came across them playing at a small venue that I kind of helped out at a little bit, kind of helping like a little bit of security kind of thing. And back then they had this for their album cover. They were a band called The Remnant, So this is like a self-produced demo they did, and these guys are just like, I mean, it's like very thrashy groove, grind, all kinds of stuff. Very heavy vocal, very deep guttural.
Kind of like
Kinda that
old Opeth.
Yeah. I think Opeth would certainly be an influence here. But I gotta show you this thing because this is really going to be very hard to read.
You're gonna make
But
me go back up in the attic and get those CDs. I just can tell.
let's see.
Because I have to share these in case someone on here knows what these are. A lot of these CDs are banned on Discogs.
So
Bootlegs.
there is.
I don't think they're bootlegs.
So there's like it's hard to really see, but there's this in the special credits on this Terminate Damnation album. There is a special thanks to a bunch of people, and they special thanks Possum and Johnny Metal at the Schma, and I was Johnny Metal.
No. Shit, we're sitting with Johnny
He's a
Metal,
legend.
Byron.
He's a legend.
So I got the name.
Holy crap, we're with royalty.
So John, yeah. So I actually got a special thanks on a CD under a nickname I had. I don't usually really go by that. I was actually thinking.
Well, I'm going to call you Johnny Metal from now on.
The funny story of how I got that nickname is Possum was the guy that ran this little venue. When I first met him, so he had this room, literally. I mean, it was like the size, maybe a little bit bigger than the room I'm in now. And these bands would play, and people would show up, and there's like hardcore and metal type stuff. So it was, but you had a lot of people show up for these things. One time there was a band called Norma Jean they were a really big Christian hardcore band at the time, and he said that night he sold almost 200 he sold almost 200 paying people that night, and they all managed to squish into this little room somehow, and they had circle pits in this little room, which I don't know how they managed to do this, but way to go, Ernesto. That's awesome, dude. Wait till the Wasp show comes. I'm getting my act together. It's coming. Anyway,
the Wasp show or the Wasp show? Aren't you going to go see him live?
The Wasp series we're gonna do. It's coming. I'm getting my act together. We're gonna start doing it. But anyway, so he had this little room that almost 200 people tried to crowd into, had circle pits and everything. One of the opening bands was thrashing around so much they had no room to do it. Literally, the guitar player's head smacked into the bass player's head of his bass, and he was like split open like a WWE wrestler.
Shit.
And he had blood pouring everywhere because he was just he was just going everywhere, and so this blood's just coming everywhere. But anyway, so back to this becoming the archetype. So these guys played in this room, and at the time they had like 3 guitar players, bass and drums, and they started playing. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? These guys sounded amazing. I thought they were going to destroy the room with the sound that was coming out. But then they got signed to Solid State. They changed the name. They were great guys to hang out with. It was really cool. And when he told me the name of the album, I was like, oh yeah, I know. I recognize where you're getting that reference from. So they were very cool guys. Their new album, Children of the Great Extinction, is phenomenal. I've spun it a few times. I need to get back to it again. I would love to get a hard copy eventually, but that was a great album to check out. So, so that's some of the odds and ends of things that I have been.
God, you've gotten a lot of great stuff.
I've been picked. Yeah, my wife would kill me for doing that. But
you got to be.
I need to do it because
selective on that. You've got to kind of.
I do, but when I get that way, it's probably because I think it's more of a comfort thing.
What do you mean a comfort thing?
For some people they do it because it makes them kind of feel comforted. Because it's been, yeah, I've mentioned before we went on air. It's the last few weeks have just been
Hectic.
challenging
Yeah.
work wise,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it just really got me down in the dumps,
Mm.
and so it's more of a I don't want to call it like an addiction, but it's a bit of a it's just a comfort. You reach out to what's
Well,
comfortable, and so you start buying all this crap thinking,
well,
but
it's
I'm like, when
the
the heck am I
hunting
gonna
and
have time to
gathering
listen to all that?
instinct. Are
Yeah.
you going out and actually going hunting? You know,
Well, some
you
of
know
it's
what
I'm
I
just
mean.
looking it up on Amazon or
What it's
eBay or
hunting, it's your
or
hunting and
Discog.
gathering instinct.
Yeah.
It's like
I
the
mean,
thrill of
if
the hunt. You want to
yeah,
find something, find that little gem or something you've been
yeah,
looking for.
and
It's every
and I
dude's wired that way. That's all.
yeah, and I wish I had more stores that I could go to more often than
Hmm.
I can, but I just haven't had the time. But
No, I get you.
so, but anywho, so all right, I'm gonna chill out and check out the rest of the night. For
All
anybody
right.
watching, I got a little music channel called My Music Corner. Check me out. I haven't put anything out lately, but I'm looking to do some stuff.
There will be this wasp series
Wasp
coming
series,
up.
but well, I've gotten this thing where I've been teaming up with some guys that I've been friends with for a few years,
Mm,
and we did a show on 1986 in metal, and we
Yeah.
came back and did 1976, and we're looking to do a 1979 show
there you
soon.
go.
So these guys are I've known them for a few years, and I've got a really good rapport with them. So it's kind of like the rapport we've all been having with with you and Ryan and Davey, Todd and
Hmm.
Peter and
The
uh,
gang. The
all
gang.
the gang. Yeah, all the gang. So we're building that kind of that kind of rapport is building. Well, I've had this kind of rapport with them in a different sense. Now we're
Hmm.
just kind of branching it out and doing it different.
Well,
So
before you go, have you listened to the Blackie Lawless interview on Three Sides of Coin?
yes,
I was
fantastic.
going to send you that link, but I figured you were already.
Oh yeah, I've listened to it. Yeah, fantastic.
I mean, okay, that's all I'm going to say. It is fantastic.
Yep.
And to listen to him speak about everything, what an interview. What a guest.
Mm-hmm.
He is
Well,
top notch. I don't care if you like Wasp or whatever type of music. I'm just going to throw that out there. Go to Three Sides of a Coin podcast and look for the Blackie Lawless interview. Absolutely fascinating. It's a wonderful interview. I mean, they talk about Kiss. They talk about the guy's fascinating
mm-hmm.
and
He's a wonderful interview.
very
The
articulate.
very
I
very
wish I
intelligent.
could talk like him. I just
Yeah.
wish I could do that. I don't have that.
Well, and
It's wonderful.
it's all what's also cool is John the Music Nut and Ryan and myself are all going to be seeing the band on this
Yeah, I
tour
might
with Armored
go. I
Saint.
might go see him, and I don't know. Now I feel like I want to go. I
Yeah,
know Ryan's going to up to Cleveland at the Agora. I might go
yeah,
up to that.
yeah. John the Music's Nut. He's going up to my old neck of the woods where I grew up, in a town called Jim Thorpe. It's a place called Penn's Peak, and that's a great venue. So he's going up there to see him, and of course I'm driving to Atlanta to see him over at the Buckhead Theater.
You should
So
go drop in on Todd. You're going to be in Atlanta.
we talked about it. So it's Black Friday weekends, Thanksgiving weekend. So I don't know what kind of plans he's got, but we'll talk about it. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind hanging out with him. This weekend's Furnace Fest here in Birmingham.
Hmm.
It's Furnace Fest is like a big hardcore metal alternative. I don't know, a little bit of everything,
Hmm.
and they have it at this place called Sloss Furnace, which it's like that's an old industry thing here. And I've actually seen a concert there once many years ago. I saw Killswitch Engage there with As I Lay Dying actually, and I thought it was a pretty cool venue to have it's like an outdoor, but it's all part of the furnace and area. It's kind of cool. But
Hmm.
Brett Peters is actually in town,
Oh, he is.
so
Okay.
I wouldn't mind trying to get up with him, but I don't want to. I know he's down with friends, and I don't want to interrupt him with that. But I hope he has a great time at Furnace Fest. But
Well, you should try to hook up with Todd. I'm going to go see Todd in November. Is it the 12th?
okay,
We're gonna go to Atlanta and go record shopping. We're gonna go to Athens, Georgia, and go record shopping. And Saturday night, we're gonna go see the Pylon Reenactment Society
Oh,
in
nice.
downtown Atlanta that night. So I
So you-
hope Todd can handle me. You know,
Hmm.
but
Hey, depending
I'm
on what
coming.
what you'll have to tell me what day you're coming down and what when you guys are going to be around, because I'm typically off on Fridays, and the 11th is a Friday, so maybe
I am coming. Okay,
I don't know.
I
It's a
am
thought.
coming. What did I say? November. No. Wait a minute. Let me look. I'm flying out on the 11th, and then I'll be there that evening,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna go to Atlanta on the 12th,
Okay.
and then Athens on the 13th, and then I'm flying back on the 14th.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
But that whole weekend,
I wouldn't be
I
able.
mean,
I wouldn't be able to come out that weekend. But then you'll be a little too late for that. But yeah, that'll be a good time. Yeah. I hope I can swing up to meet Todd. My wife's coming along for the ride. She's not going to the concert, but she is coming along for the ride.
mhm,
So she I don't know if she's going to want to be. She may be bored to death listening to a bunch of guys talking about music, but
maybe.
you never know. But
But Todd and I are going to do a show though. That I don't
Oh,
know
cool.
what we're going to do. It might be on the 11th. I don't know, but we're going to do a some kind of show.
very cool.
Because if we're
Oh.
getting together, we're going to have to do a damn show.
Of course, you guys got to.
And then on the 12th, I might do a concert review because I don't know. We'll see. But I'm more
Sure.
into like doing a lot of CD shopping and record shopping. I haven't been to Athens, Georgia since '93, maybe.
Mm.
It's been a long time.
Mm.
The last time I was there, though, I loved it, though.
Yeah.
I figured
never-
Todd
I
will
never got
show
up
me
that way.
around.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll be a good nickel
Mm-hmm.
nickel and dime tour.
That's right.
So, all right, you two have a great rest of the evening.
All right, John. Thanks for coming.
You got it, guys. Have
We'll
fun.
see you. All right.
You got it.
Bye. Well, Byron, and then there were two. If anybody else wants to come on, the link is right there. All you have to do is click the link. It's easy. So, Byron, you got anything else you want to share?
Yeah. I was gonna say I can relate to what John was saying.
Go ahead.
And when I had that COVID, and I don't work, so I was at home and I wasn't getting out of the house for like 2 weeks, and you just sit around sick and you just get depressed. And one
I
day
guess I'm going to go.
I went. My friend called me. He says, "I'm over here at the Goodwill. It's like 4 blocks from my house. He goes, there's a bunch of records." So I went over there. I wasn't, spreading COVID at that point. I just wasn't 100%. And I bought like 8 records, and I was like, "Wow, I feel so much better just out buying records." It just took my mind off of everything else that was going on. So, yeah, felt good to get out.
I don't know what the date is for that WASP show. It might be when I'm in freaking Atlanta. I'm going to look
But,
that up.
So here's a few more of those things that I got at the garage sale, blues related. I got the second.
Oh, WASP is playing on November 12th. That's when I'll be in Atlanta.
You'll be
that
gone,
day.
right?
Yeah, I'll be gone.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So, I got the second Joe Bonamassa album.
That's new?
Yeah, that was one of the dollar garage sale things. This one's nice though because this one has got a bonus DVD in it,
Oh, look at
which
you.
makes it a lot rarer.
I hope you didn't spend over $1 on that.
Dollar.
Okay, good. I don't want you to spend too much money.
I think it sells for 20 on Discogs with the bonus disc. We got 2 Jimmy Thackeray's. I don't know if you know who he is. He's another
I have no idea.
blues. He's another blues guitar player. He was in the Nighthawks back in I think the 80s. It's good stuff.
No COVID. I don't want any more COVID.
I used to see him quite a bit at some of the bars around town. He'd play here. I've seen Joe Bonamassa a bunch of times. He used to come here all the time. Blues festivals,
Mhm.
clubs. Now he plays, the big halls, and I don't go to the big shows really anymore. I just like the clubs and things like that, bars. Here's a Tinsley Ellis. He's another blues guy. I think he's from Georgia.
I don't know who
I think
that is
John the Music Nut's a big fan of his, I think.
either. Where is John the Music Nut, for God's sakes?
We're going to have to get you to listen to some more blues, apparently.
I know Buddy Guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Seen
know
him.
any of the new guys though. You know.
These guys are all old now, though.
Uh,
Now they are, they're all like probably in their 60s or maybe even the 70s by now. This was pretty cool find. This was $1. This is a Little Feat Live at Neon Park,
mhm.
2-disc set. I think this came out in the mid 90s. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I'd never
I
seen
did get this
what else you got.
Cheap
Oh.
Trick the Doctor.
I got 2 of those, remember?
Well, I had one back when it came out,
Yeah.
but it was such a hideous record.
So you got rid of it?
Well, we're doing that Cheap Trick series,
Yeah,
so
so
I
you
better
had to-
get it. I've got it on vinyl, but
Oh, well, yeah. I don't have it on vinyl. I just have the 2 CDs.
yeah.
I've had it forever on CD, and then I saw one at the Goodwill. It was 59 cents. So I was like, grab it.
It's kind of rare though.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of it. Did you listen to it again?
Yeah, it's hideous.
It's not that bad. There's,
It's bad.
I'd say 5 songs on there are pretty dang good. The other 5 aren't very good.
All I can say, it's hideous. I did get this though. Here,
It's not
let
that
me get
bad.
my graphic up. Since we're sharing, look at this: ABBA's Greatest Hits Volume 2.
Is that an original pressing?
Yeah,
or-
it's a Target CD I
I
found.
was going to ask you if it's a Target. Yeah, there you go.
I'm always looking for Targets,
Right.
and
Did you open up every CD you think that might be a Target just to see if it's
I
a
don't
Target?
need to open up. I can already tell if I just look at the inserts and if it's got a
Yeah.
smooth-sided jewel case.
Right, the smooth side.
It could be a Japanese, but I'm pretty good at picking them out.
Because I rarely see those anymore, but I don't actively look for them either.
But I got that. This is even better. This was in the same. This is actually worth a hell of a lot more money. But I'm not going to sell it because I found this. Oh shit! I got to get the right graphic up. Grant. Oh, Grant. Okay. ABBA, The Visitors from Polydor.
Did you talk about this one before?
No, it was Super Trooper.
Okay, yeah. I knew you had talked. Was Super Trooper their last one?
Is worth some coin. This is the very first ABBA CD that was ever released, I think, on CD. It's a solid red Polydor West German pressing. These go for like $75 on Discogs.
What was the last album they made before they broke up? This one or was
This one.
this? Okay.
But I bought it. It was like what, $6.99? I thought, well, shit, I should resell it. But then I thought, well, nah.
I'll enjoy it and listen to it.
But then, of course, we're also doing the. Well, I don't really care that much anymore. And then we're doing the Eric Carmen series. So I don't know if Ryan got
Wow.
this, but there's like a threefer. So it's got his first 3 albums on BGO.
Yep.
So eventually we're going to hit these records. I mean, why not? I don't know. Why in the hell not?
Got to cover
Vanessa
something.
says cool. I don't know what he means cool about.
What else you got there?
Oh, I got more. Plenty more. Here we go. I wish I could just get the graphics together. God, look at that. Romantics, National Breakout from 1980, the second Romantics album. I haven't heard this in 1,000 years.
Is that the one with What I Like About You?
No, that's on the first album.
Okay, this has got.
This is the second one. Oh, I don't think it had anything on here that even
I was
hit.
gonna say, what was like talk? What was that? Talking in your sleep, or
That was
later, right?
This is National Breakout. The next album, what was that called? It had a pink cover. It was the album after that.
Okay.
And then, I don't know if you've heard this. You've heard this record, the Last Tubes album.
Yeah, I
Love
think I've
Bomb.
listened. I think I've heard it once or twice. I've never owned it.
It
So
starts
you
out
just
pretty
call it
strong,
Bomb?
but you get to the end of like the second side of this. Oh,
Yeah, I kind of gave up after Inside Out. Is that what, or Inside Outside?
I mean, well, those two albums are great.
Yeah, I pretty much liked them until
That's right.
It's like-
Ernesto wants to do a show on Manfred Mann, Earth
Yeah.
Band, but I don't know if I'd recommend this. It never came out here. It only was released in Europe on CD. I mean, that's all right. All right.
I think they're still making albums. They were just here in town a couple months ago. The show had been canceled, rescheduled 3 times because of COVID. It seemed like, but they were here recently.
But I don't know. Byron, you got anything else?
Oh, yeah, I got a few more things here. This is still more of those dollar garage sale CDs. We got a Santana, Spirits Dancing in the Flesh.
Never
You
heard
heard
it.
that one?
Isn't that the album? What year is that from?
That's 90, it looks like. It's pretty decent. I don't really care about him anymore. You know, I kind of gave up probably in the mid 90s on him, but this is still pretty good, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's not after the whole. You said mid 90s?
maybe the Milagro was, I think, 92 or 93. That's a pretty good album. I don't really remember much after that. I don't really dig that Supernatural album that he did very much, where he had all the guest stars singing on it. It's okay. But, well, did you ever hear? Did you ever hear this? It's called Santana 4. That came out, I don't know,
No.
5 years ago. It's basically the original
Oh
line.
yeah, it's the original lineup.
Yeah,
I know it got a lot of hype,
Yeah.
but I never heard it. I never saw the CD.
I think I
saw the
Spotify-
album, but I've never seen the.
Yeah,
No, I've never heard it.
I listened to it. I think once or twice on Spotify.
And
I thought it was better than anything he'd done in the last 20 years.
mhm.
So take there was another album called Abraxas Pool.
Mhm.
You ever heard that?
I've
like-
not heard it, but I'm aware of it.
It was basically a bunch of guys from Santana, but no Santana. I think Neil Schoen played lead guitar on it. It's pretty good.
And wasn't
That's-
Greg Raleigh on it too?
I think so.
Mm.
That CD, if you see it, grab it. It's worth a lot.
Is it?
Yes. There's not a lot of copies of it out there from what I understand.
You used to be able to find it in the cutout bin.
You see it now, grab it, man.
Abraxas Pool, right?
Correct. Friend of mine's got it, but I've never owned it. But I always thought it was pretty good.
Abraxas. I don't know how to spell it.
I think it's Abraxas. No, I don't think there's any I's in it. I think it's all A's.
It is. Let's see how much it is going. There it is. All versions. Oh my goodness. It
70,
probably
80
never
bucks.
came out on vinyl because it was. They weren't when that came out. They weren't pressing vinyl anymore.
No.
It came out in '87.
Wow, it's later than that, isn't it?
Huh? I mean
I thought it was-
'97.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Let's see how much it's going for. Oh my goodness. Well, there's 12 of them on here. They start out at $25.
Mm.
Still, that's well.
Yeah. I thought it was higher than that, but yeah, I mean, I'd grab it. Yeah, because it's
Ernesto
a
says the
CD.
best album is Moonflower.
I like that.
I don't
Not
know,
my
I never
favorite,
heard
but
it.
it's pretty good.
I don't think I have enough patience to listen to Santana anymore. I'm not sure I ever had any patience for it.
Yeah. I like Santana. I know you're not going to know who this is, probably. Scott Henderson. Scott Henderson. It's called Dog Party.
Well, the font for one is horrible, and two, the font is horrible.
So, yeah, Scott Henderson is a jazz fusion guy.
Well, he needs someone to work on his album artwork.
Yeah. I mean, he's played with like Jeff Berlin. He's in, I think, Vital. Is it Vital? What was the name of his band? This guy can play, man. He's kind of like a Holdsworth style guitar player.
Okay.
But this is a blues album, and all the songs are about dogs and the blues. So
But
you might kind of dig the lyrics.
The font though is so bad.
Well, but it was $1. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good.
You familiar with this? I've not. Oh, there's Armando.
Yeah, Armando.
Armando, there he is. How are you? Are you familiar with this? Uh-oh, I got to get this all.
Detective?
Yeah, you familiar with this?
I've heard of them, but
It's
no.
got
I'm listening.
Tony Kaye's playing keyboards.
Really?
Michael DeBar is the
Michael
singer.
DeMar. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is on Wounded Bird. I haven't played it yet. I figured it was worth. Oh, how much was it? $9.99.
What's
Oh, I don't want to show that. Goodness gracious.
look at you?
Little
Paying
bit-
big. I thought you said
Well-
buy low.
The older stuff is good, says Ernesto. Well,
I think he's talking Santana. I think.
Ernesto, you like Santana? Come on.
I like Santana. I got a lot of Santanas.
I think you guys are nuts.
Let's see. I
How
got
about this? You familiar with this?
Mudhoney.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You
Were they,
we're
were
talking
they,
grunge. We're
Seattle
talking
grunge?
Yeah,
Yeah, they were Seattle grunge, right?
it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I've never listened to them actually. I like Alice in Chains. I like Soundgarden. I like early Pearl Jam. I don't really care for a whole lot of the later stuff, but
You familiar?
okay. Chris Bell. Okay,
Uh-oh.
what are you trying to rub it into me? Remember, I told you I could have got 4 or 5 copies of that sealed.
No,
at that
this
garage
is the deluxe version.
They were deluxe versions, and they were a quarter, and I didn't buy them.
Why didn't you buy him?
I didn't know who he was.
He used to be in Big Star.
Yeah, I know that now. Why didn't I buy them?
Why?
They were deluxe versions for a quarter, sealed.
You got to think ahead. If it's a quarter and it's sealed, you buy it and then you
I know.
resell
There
it.
were 2,000 CDs there, and I was leaving 1,900 of them.
You just buy the whole lot. You make a deal and
Yeah.
say how much for the whole lot.
He said $150 for all of them, I think.
Probably a good deal.
Yeah, it was mostly crap. It was,
Yeah,
I
but
should have
Chris
bought
Bell's
those.
not crap.
You're rubbing it in, aren't you? That's what
This
you're
is a
trying to do.
5-star record.
Yeah,
No
well,
one, if you like Big Star, definitely get this. You will like it.
I've never technically really listened to Big Star, but I'm
You
sure
need
I
to
would
listen to-
enjoy
You
them.
need to listen
Yeah.
to Big Star.
Yeah, I need to add them to my list.
Add it, write it
can't-
down right now.
4 or 5 sealed copies of that. Kicking
Look at
myself.
this. I don't think I have. Oh, we got a comment.
I mean, have you ever passed on something and you were like, why did I not buy that?
Armando's got Miles Davis at the Fillmore coming. How many CDs is that? I guess I could look it up, but
Armando likes box sets. It
He
could have a
loves it.
few.
I got this. Oh, this
Oh, yeah.
graphic thing.
Yeah.
This.
They were a caricature of themselves by that point, though.
They
right?
were, but this is the 2 CD set.
Oh, really?
It's got a bonus EP on it. I always get these if I find them with that they're the 2 CD versions. I don't have it. I've got the old EMI pressing of it.
I sold off most of my Queen
Ernesto,
CDs.
the Ernesto, the link's right here. If I can bring it up. Hold on, it's getting complicated. Oh my God, Grant. What am I doing wrong? Wait a minute. There's that. There's the link, Ernesto. I can't send it to you. It's a lot of work. It's sitting on the screen.
So how many times have you passed on something and then you get
Regretted
home
it?
and you're like, why didn't I buy that?
I will give you a story. I was at Half Price Books, and they had a copy of, I don't know how familiar you are with like the David Bowie RCA CDs. Originally,
I used to
when
have changes
they
1 and
released
2 on
CDs,
RCA.
Bowie, all the Bowie stuff came out on RCA.
Right. I have
I
changes
think
1 and 2.
Bowie, I think, had like a fit back in 1985 about it. So they pulled them all. Now, all the original Bowie CDs are not futzed with. They're pretty much just flat masters off the tapes.
Yeah.
And they sound absolutely wonderful. You can hear tape hiss. I mean, it sounds like you're listening to the tape, okay? Those are the best sounding Bowie CDs they've ever done, or the original RCAs. Anyway, all right, wait a minute, another comment. I have not listened to it yet. You saw all this crap I've got. I just cannot do, I just seem to accumulate and I can't listen to anything.
You buy 2 and listen to 1.
I buy 8 and maybe listen to 1.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? All right, so those original
Bowie.
RCA Bowie CDs sound absolutely wonderful. If you're ever out in the wild and you see an original, what did Yoda say? Don't try,
Do.
do. Anyway, if you ever see any of the original RCA David Bowie CDs, you do not hesitate. You buy it.
Yep.
So I was at Half Price Books once, and I found Hunky Dory on RCA. What I had found was just the CD and not the inserts. And I looked at it. Wow, God, they want $5.99 and there's no inserts. Where are the inserts?
Yeah.
And I went, screw it. Well, then I thought about it that night, and I went, oh, Grant, what are you doing? You can always get, if you need inserts that bad, they get a later version and just, swap the disc out. So I went back to get it, and it was gone.
Yeah.
Of course it was gone.
You wanted it for the sound quality. Yeah, I had the changes 1 and 2 back in the 80s.
Oh, I will, Armando.
still
We'll do a
am.
show about it. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I had changes 1 and 2 way back in the late 80s on the RCA. And
Yeah,
I think I
those you can
sold them.
find. Those you can find pretty easily.
I don't remember ever seeing the studio albums though.
All right, I'm gonna pull them. I got some of them. I've got a couple. Hold on, I'll show you what they look like.
While he's gone, fill some time. I got this JJ Cale and Eric Clapton for $1. It's not too bad.
But we're talking old school RCAs. Here's Space Oddity.
Okay. Yeah,
Here's what the back looks like on the RCA.
Okay.
And it's just this regular old RCA label.
All right.
And a lot of these are all made in Japan. This one I think is made in Japan.
I think the changes 1 and 2 were like that on disc as well.
Yeah.
Been a
But if
long
you
time.
see these, oh my God, you'll never see them though. Here's pinups.
Yep.
These absolutely sound wonderful.
So are they all Japanese then?
Well, at this time, I mean, we're
Yeah.
talking 84, 85.
That's all it
All the
was,
stuff
right.
was pressed in Japan.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a USA pressing one.
Wow.
DADC, Terre Haute, Indiana. So, you know, this is probably an 85 because I'm just looking at the way yeah, this is a 1985 CD. So that's like at the tail end before they pulled them. But I'm telling you, if you can find them, they sound absolutely beautiful.
Never going to see those.
Well,
Although, you know, nobody looks
sometimes.
for CDs anymore, it seems like. So,
Well, they could show up.
yeah, I mean, I go to these garage sales and the guy had 400 CDs the other day and nobody was looking at them.
Let me ask you this since we're talking about that. Do you look in the paper and you find out if someone's doing it, or are you just going out and driving around?
When I'm motivated, I might get onto Facebook like on a Wednesday night and I'll look for garage sales on Marketplace and and I'll just do like a couple mile radius from where I live because I don't want to drive all across town for the most part. But if the one I went to this weekend, I saw the guy was a couple miles from my house and he had a picture of like this rack full of CDs. Like, well, I'll go check it out. It was only 10-minute drive. So I went and checked it out. But I only bought 3 at that garage sale. He had a lot of crap, You see a lot of country stuff and a lot of greatest hits that were like on BMG and stuff like that, But people like us, we're pretty discerning as to what we listen to. We don't want,
Yeah.
we're not looking for country western stuff and bunch of
Only
great.
if I could turn it over and make some money on it.
Yeah, well,
But I don't even know
common
that
stuff.
market well enough to know what to buy anymore. When I was doing that a lot during the Clinton administration, just saying, things were really good then. People were spending money and people were, But of course, CDs were still cool then. I could go, I've told this story before. I would go out after work and go through all the used record stores and go through the bins because they don't know everything. And I already knew what to look for. This is before you had like Amazon and people scanning stuff to put it on Amazon. I don't even think people do that anymore. Because the market has changed so much and things that were worth a lot in the 90s aren't worth as much now. But back in the 90s, I could go through and I'd buy, let's say you were looking at, I don't know, I'd go through the dollar bins, I'd pick up a $3 CD and I would know what it is and I could turn it over and make like $75 on it. I was doing like $1,000 a week in used CDs on eBay back in the day.
There's just not a lot of demand for the CDs anymore unless it's a
but if
real
there's
rare
a CD that's worth some money, the money's out there. But you have to know what to look for. And like I said, the market today is not what the market was then. And the thing that people are looking for now isn't what they were looking for then. Like the Jellyfish, the band that they were in before, Beatnik Beach. You could never find that. And I was at remember Media Play? Store Media Play?
I don't think we had those.
It's kind of like a big bookstore, CD store. Well, I found one there. It was like $16, but I bought it and turned it over for $75. Now it's not worth that much. No one's looking for it. That was when Jellyfish was hot and, the early 90s. But
was that a new copy?
It was a brand new copy, which freaked me out. I couldn't believe I found one in there.
Yeah.
So I bought it and made, $50 on it or whatever.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
it is what it is.
A friend of mine bought some CDs. I think I mentioned that.
Where is Ernesto?
Yeah, he's going to try and get on. A friend of mine bought 200 CDs from some guy on Facebook a couple weeks ago for $30. That's 200 CDs, $30, and he got some crap, but he got some really great.
Well, there's going to be a lot of crap.
He got some really good titles too, though, and I was like, man, he's got a couple that two or three CDs in there he could easily get the $30 out of, and then keep the rest. But he doesn't know. So, I'm
Maybe.
gonna try and get over there and
He
grab
says
some.
he's trying to get on. Wait a minute. Ernesto, let me send you the link because I hope I have the right link up. I've got a link here. I don't think it's that one. Let me get rid of that. All right, I'll send it to you. Hold on. Where am I sending it to?
Can you put it in the?
I can put it in the
chat?
text.
Put it in the chat.
It's in
yeah.
the chat, but
Oh, okay.
I'll just.
Like, I don't know. I'm looking at all the chats here, and I don't see that link anywhere in here.
Hold on. I gotta. Hold on, Ernesto. Let me. Hold on. God. I'm gonna send you the text.
What if we do this?
No, that's not what I want. Copy. Hold on. All right, Ernesto, here it is. There it is. That's the link. All right. I took care of that. One crisis diverted.
I don't know.
Now I don't know what I was talking about. What were we talking about?
Oh, just how you can make a lot of money if you know what CDs to buy these days.
And that goes with anything.
They're hard to find. The good ones.
Well, when was the last time I bought a Target CD, the First Doors record? Oh, there he is.
Am I on?
I'll be darned.
Hey.
There he is.
Ernesto,
Hey, how's it going?
good.
Ernesto, what's going on? How
I was
are you?
trying to log on and I was having a hard time, man.
Hey, it's fine. We're here for you.
I was like, what's going on, man? I couldn't get into the stream. It wouldn't let me log on. I was using my mouse. And then when I went over with the cursor, it didn't even let me get in.
Well, as long as you're not hurt. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, good. Thank God, because if something happened to you on my watch, what would I do?
Oh,
Oh, you're
yeah,
sideways.
I'm gonna have to turn off my computer. Hold on.
What are you, on your phone?
I'm on my phone now.
So, do you have anything to share with the class?
You want to hear a funny CD story?
Of course.
Oh, okay. I think I told you a little bit about it, Grant. Back in the day in the 80s when we used to go buy CDs when they were like big shit.
Right.
We used to go into all these. There was a lot of record stores on Hollywood Boulevard back in the day. And there was a street, a real famous street, which is still around. It's called Melrose.
Melrose Avenue.
Yeah, very famous. And they used to have tons of record stores. And when we used to go back in the day, we were young guys. And we used to go into the CD stores and the vinyl stores, whatever. And we'd go in there and we'd see the import CDs. And we were like, oh, man, who's going to pay $30 for a CD? And that was back then.
Right.
The CDs were like $30, something like that. The most I ever paid for a CD back then was probably $40 back then. And so we used to go in there, and I think I told you, Grant, we used to change the prices.
Yeah.
We used to totally get away with it till one day they got smart on it. They got smart and they started writing down the prices and the titles. So when they would look, when the CD was coming up for the register, they'd look at the title, match the title, and look at the price, and it didn't match up. So we'd be acting all stupid. We'd be like, I don't know. I think the price was just like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I remember that era too, because when I first got my first CD player in 1985,
right,
it was a Sony D5. You remember the Sony D5?
Right.
It was like this big, and it was great. Anyway, but Musicland had in Marion, Ohio, it was probably 6 foot by 4 foot,
Right.
just all CDs. And the first CD I bought there in 1985 was Duran Duran Rio, and the second one I bought was Hall and Oates Big Bam Boom.
Wow.
And they had all kinds of stuff, but I mean, they had some imports and stuff. There wasn't all that much out at all,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But I can't even
I-
remember how much they cost.
Well,
They
you
were
know
like
what? Back then,
$22 or something.
I mean, back then, it's like if you wanted like imports, you'd have to go to like Tower Records or something, you know?
Hmm.
And so the stores that we used to go to, they were pretty well stocked for imports, Japanese imports, German imports, everything. And it's like, man, we weren't paying those prices. We were getting
No,
we were
obviously
giving it
not.
to,
You're switching the prices.
we were giving it to the man, you know. We
Oh my
totally
God.
were getting away with it, man, because those prices were ridiculous. I mean, seriously. I mean,
Right.
that was back then. Prices are. I don't think the prices have really changed that much, have they?
Oh, CDs are
CDs are pretty cheap.
now.
Man, don't
Yeah.
buy vinyl now. New vinyl.
Yeah, I
No,
don't.
I never buy new vinyl. No.
Yeah.
I
The
did when it was just becoming cool and hip, but
see, the
I don't
benefit
do
of
it now.
No, but the benefit of buying old vinyl now is because there's so many great record stores that sell vinyl real cheap here in California compared to anywhere else. I mean, I don't know with you guys, but they're everywhere. It could
Right.
easily be accessed. It could easily be found. Whatever you're looking for, anything. You know, that's the good thing.
Right.
But if you're going to buy new vinyl, yeah, that's expensive. You know, you go to a place like Amoeba Records, which is well known, you're going to pay a lot of money.
I've been to Amoeba, but it's been, I don't know, what year was it when I was there? Like 20, I think it was 2012 the last time I was at Amoeba.
Which one did you
in
go to?
San Francisco.
Okay. Yeah. Our Amoeba is like, it feels like a nightclub. Put it that way.
Yeah,
And when
you're
I
at the
say-
new one though, right? Didn't the
Yeah,
one in LA move?
Yeah. I took a buddy of mine who came all the way from Belgium to that Amoeba, and it's like, it did not feel cool. It was terrible. It just feels like a different vibe. It's like, it feels like you're in a nightclub.
Mhm.
It feels like everybody's there just to take selfies and hang out and bullshit like that.
Mhm.
It didn't feel comfortable, like a record store, like a real old school record store. And so I never went back to that.
I don't know. I love Amoeba.
I do too, but I mean, not when they're turning it into a nightclub. You know, that whole vibe is gone. It's that feeling of, I like to smell records. I like the whole vibe of it. The whole, you know,
Right.
it's just, everything is like too new. It's like really artsy and just trendy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So-
like to walk into a record store and it's just like, this place is kind of dumpy, but they got
Yeah.
good prices and good records. Like,
Exactly.
I
Right.
don't need all that fluff. No fluff. Just
And like you said, you like going to these garage sales and all that. Those are great too. I love those. I mean, that's where you find the good stuff sometimes, you know?
yeah, at a good
Yeah,
deal
well, I
too.
haven't
Well-
been to a garage sale. You know, it's like going to Goodwill around here. You can go to the Goodwill and I never find anything.
I never do either. Those are off limit already. I don't even bother because those already been, you know, they already gone through them. It's so bad.
They go through them before they get out to the public.
Yeah. I
And
think I told you they had like 8 tracks for $5 for one.
They're $1 at our Goodwill. So
But
Over
I
here in
never
LA.
see any 8 tracks here in Central Ohio at all.
No. Well, over here they're like $5.
Not at Goodwill. They're at half
No.
price books.
our vinyl's 99 cents at Goodwill. Our CDs are 59 cents.
No, over here they're more expensive.
Yeah, well, it's California, man. Everything's
Yeah. It's expensive, but like I said, nobody goes to Goodwill for vinyl anymore because it's just ridiculous, and you can find better
It's
stuff
all
anywhere
junk
else.
at ours. It's just junk.
Yeah, but you find good deals if you go out of town. You go to the little old mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
You go out to the desert. You go somewhere where, you know, freaking town is like, it's a ghost town, and you're gonna find good stuff.
Right.
You know.
I think you mentioned that before.
Yeah, it's like, that's where you find the good deals, man. I mean, like he said, like BM Boat said, you get a dead man's collection, and you pretty much score.
Exactly.
And
We-
it's sad, but I once went to a swap meet, and this dead Marine, pretty sad. This dead Marine, all his stuff was being sold. Like literally, they were selling all his stuff, and I felt so bad that nobody even bothered to like family members to keep his stuff. They just wanted to get rid of all of it, and that's the worst
Yeah, it is.
when they forget about you like that.
Yeah. Hey,
Well, they'll have a heyday here.
so we had a guy here in town, older guy, probably in his 80s. I didn't know him very well, but I knew him back years ago from record shows, and he was a big collector, and he died from COVID in the last year, I guess, or so. And I think his sister was stuck with like 150,000 records.
Wow.
And they didn't really know what to do with it all.
Right.
And they were trying to sort through some of it, but it was just overwhelming. Well, they called, I didn't get called because I didn't really know the guy that well. They called about 5 different people that they knew that he,
Yeah.
come over and we start going through it all. And and there was some kind of people were fighting about what they wanted, but there was like it was like 2 houses full of records and then a garage. And apparently one guy pulled out like 5 copies of the first Velvet Underground.
Oh wow.
Mono or stereo?
I don't know, but they were selling these discs for an average of $3 a piece. That's what they were going, everything was going for to start with, so the guys cleaned out all the great stuff. And then they started selling like 100 for like $10 or $50. I don't know. After the good stuff was gone, then they were selling the rest of it in bulk. I didn't get to see any of this, but I heard that there was just some incredible records in there.
Wow. But see, you get lucky sometimes like that,
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a record show Sunday, so I might get some scoop there from some of the guys that I know. One guy I know did go, and I don't know if he got it, but he took a picture and he goes, "Yeah, I'm at this dig," and he's holding a Beatles Butcher cover yesterday and today, and I'm like, I don't know if he got it or what the deal was.
Well, those are really expensive now.
It was
but see,
$3.
here's the thing about that though.
If you can
got all these
find
people
one like that.
Well, no, what he was saying is that, my buddy told me this and this and this, but the problem with that is that he'll get the good stuff before you do.
Well,
That's
the thing. If somebody calls you and says, "Yeah, I got 150,000 records," you're not going to tell anybody. You're just going to go. You're going to go look through it, and then you'll call your buddies after you're done.
It's like that situation where these people find money under their house and they're telling the news media, "Hey, look, I got $15,000 or I found $10,000." Why would you tell the media that?
No.
No, you put that out there like that, people will be on you like flies.
Well, number one will be the government be coming after your ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
And everybody trying to be your friend.
Oh yeah. That's why you never say anything when you find something like that. Let me
But
tell you
the
a quick
humans love to blab. That's the
Oh man. Let me tell you a big blunder I did in one of my collections. I found these, and this is the real shit. This ain't fake or anything. What I'm
I
about
don't
to
want
tell you.
anything fake.
This is
Nothing
real,
fake.
man. I was at this estate sale, and the guy who owned the house, he passed away, and I think it was just his wife was there, and the widow, she was the last one, and everything. But he used to work for JPL, right? You know JPL, NASA,
Okay.
right? And I was rummaging through all the stuff, I was trying to find anything interesting that I can use and that I can keep for, memorabilia, whatever, anything that catches my eye. And that's where I got that story. I'm going to tell you about that story later when we do my 8-track show about the Voyager, right?
That's right. We have an 8-track show coming up,
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. So that we'll save that story for later. But
We will.
anyway, we were looking through all that stuff and everything, and he was like a big collector of all this stuff, and he worked for JPL for many years. But anyways, long story short, I had collected the paperwork. I found the top secret files of the Philadelphia experiment. Are you guys familiar with that?
It's not the Manhattan Project, right?
No, not the man. This is the Philadelphia experiment. This is
All
the
right, what was
real.
all right,
You
brief
can
us
probably
what the Philadelphia
refresh me on
experiment
it.
was.
That I
This is what they were using. Some new technology back then to make a battleship invisible.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They even made a movie about it and all that.
Yeah,
Well, I had
yeah.
I had the top secret files. I found them.
And
This old man had them in his storage, locked away, and oh my God, I made the biggest blunder of my life. I had the files, and I was making a transaction with another collector, and I sold those files to him. I don't know why I sold it to him, and I didn't even sell them for a lot. Let me just tell you that. I could have sold them for a lot of money, and I messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I could have been dead or anything, but
I mean, I'm not judging or anything.
have they been declassified?
no.
Because it
I
might be
don't know if
illegal
you
to
can
even
sell
own them at
that stuff.
point.
No, you can't sell this stuff. Believe me. And I rummaged it through. I was looking through it and everything. It's very technical stuff. It was a bunch of schematics and crap like that. It was really high tech stuff. A lot of paperwork, a lot of stuff that I had no idea what was going on. It was just very, very mathematical type stuff.
Mhm.
And me, like a dummy, I said, "Oh, I'm gonna make a deal with this guy so I can get something," because that's what we would do. We would like trade something for something,
Right.
do like a trade.
Oh, I know how it works. Yeah.
CDs.
Yeah.
And
And so my biggest mistake was I traded him something. I forgot what I traded. I don't remember.
8-track player.
No. It was for something else.
Dark Side of the Moon and Quad.
Yeah, probably. But it was something else. And I traded it. And at the last minute, I regret it because I thought about it. I go, why would I trade this paperwork when it's so valuable to whoever collected this stuff? And I didn't think about it until after. And I was like, oh, my God, what a big mistake.
You weren't thinking.
No, I wasn't. And that's one of the biggest regrets when you collect. It's like you see something you want and you keep and you're like, okay. But then you see something else and you say, well, let me see if I can get a better deal for it or trade it,
Right.
Or you pass on it.
But you pass on it and that happens, But this was like the biggest blunder of all time. I mean,
I'm not judging, but that was kind of
man, let me tell you, that was a big blunder, man. And I don't really care who knows about it because,
well,
they don't know
how
me.
could you ever prove it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just hearsay.
And it's
I
like,
believe you. I just don't.
it was like, I'm telling you, it was one of the biggest blunders ever. Gone forever. I mean, I saw it with my eyes and I was touching the paperwork and everything. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't believe I found this. And I was like,
The government's coming looking for you now, man.
yeah, pretty much. Well,
you better be.
they're gonna have to find the guy who has it now.
Well, that's a good story, though.
Yeah, he's probably posted it somewhere. He probably sold it or something. Who knows?
He probably sold it and retired to some island he bought. Yeah,
probably. I'm telling you, it was one of the worst, man. The worst. I don't know. I don't know if anybody can top that, dude.
Well, I doubt it.
no.
It's bad.
Grant passed on a Bowie CD he should have bought.
RCA, hunky dory.
Well, Grant, you beat my story. Jesus.
Nothing could beat that.
I passed on all those Chris Bell sealed deluxe sets.
Oh man, Jesus.
Whatever. You live and you learn. Whatever.
Well, I mean, you see something and you regret not buying it. You're like, oh my God, why didn't I buy it? And then it becomes valuable, super hard to get, with anything like.
Well, back in the day, when I didn't have any money, you'd see something and you're going, oh, I know I really want that, but it's probably worth some money, but I really can't afford to even buy it.
When you didn't have any money, you spent all your excess income on albums and CDs.
Right.
Now you got money, and it's like, I'm not paying $10 for an album. Forget it.
Well, that's true. You do go through that as well.
It's like, forget
Yeah.
it. I don't need it that bad.
Well, the problem
Well,
is I
like-
cannot buy any albums when you can go and buy the CDs so damn cheap.
Right.
For the most part.
Yeah.
For the
but
most part, yeah.
I don't want to pay $2 for a used CD. It's like, yeah, they're not really worth it anymore.
Well, they're not maybe worth it now.
Back in the day, we used
It'll all
to pay.
come around, Byron.
I know.
Yeah.
It'll all come back around.
Hey, I got
I-
like a whole wall of them over here. So
Oh, look at that! Look at that! See, he's hiding the good stuff. Look at him. Look at
All
that.
right.
it's about 1,000 over there.
What kind of CD player do you have? Because I'm always picky when it comes to CD
Yeah,
player.
what is your CD player?
I'll be honest. I use a
Oh,
Sony
no.
Blu-ray
Blu-ray?
SACD.
Okay. Well,
I've got one of those too.
Sony's are really good.
I got them I got two of them. One at the Goodwill for 15, and one off Facebook for 15. So
But you know what? The only thing I don't like about Sony's, if it's a newer model, sometimes it won't read the CDs.
I'm using a
I think once or
1997
twice I've had to
Techniques.
Oh,
okay.
it. So, yeah. But you
Well,
know,
see-
I've got an old DVD player that wouldn't read a lot of my CDs, and this Sony it reads them. You know, they were a little scratched, and the Sony will read them now. So,
Do you remember when we used to burn CDs back in the day?
yeah, I got a
Wait,
whole
well,
bunch of
What do you
things.
mean when we used to? I still do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying when we used to burn them, we'd always burn them at a lower speed than a
Right.
higher speed. But that's one thing I learned, because the higher the speed, the more errors we're going to get.
Possibly.
And so I learned from that. I learned by burning CDs at a lower speed, and they would sound great. I could play them on any car stereo, any home unit, no problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, I haven't burned anything in 10 years at least. I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got spindles of blank discs that I've never even used yet.
Oh, I know I do too.
Those are coming back too, I bet.
Yeah, they are.
I'm telling you. Mark my words.
Yeah.
There is a resurgence, because I see a lot of dudes on videos on YouTube talking about CDs coming back and this and that. And, you know,
One of those.
they do.
Yeah, I see a lot of videos about that. Who knows?
Well,
Yeah.
it will come back. I'd
It
put
could be
money
wishful
on it.
thinking for a lot of these guys because they want their CD collection to get more valuable.
No, it's
I don't
because
know.
the younger generation, when they grow up and then they see this, they'll go, "Oh my God, look at that!"
I hope so.
Well, I used to
You
tell
can
people
play
when I used to,
this and it has music on it. Holy mackerel!
well, how do you think they feel about 8-tracks? They look at it, they think it's a video game.
Yeah, they think it's Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, my
Well,
son
that's
doesn't like.
different. CDs won't have the same fate like
My
8-tracks
son,
do.
my son at 4 years old already knew what an 8-track was, because
Well,
he was
of course
already involved. He was already involved. He already knew. Like, I would take him to a record store, and he'd go in there. A buddy of mine's had a record store, and we'd go visit him.
Mhm.
And my son would go in there and organize all the CDs for him, just for goofing
Your
around.
son's
Hey,
the only kid at that age that even knows what an 8-track is.
probably, I wouldn't doubt it, man. I'm telling you, he was always involved and looking at the stuff. And when you get them into that stuff, they like it, man. They just love it. I just
Do
have, I worry about them touching my stereo equipment, though.
Do you have to repair every 8-track you buy with like the
No.
the foam or whatever?
No, I don't. I only repair the ones that I'm going to use, like the duplicates.
Okay.
Only
so
the-
you,
only
do you
the-
not even play most of your 8-tracks then?
Not all of them, because some of them are really valuable. And if I play, well, it depends.
I don't want to
Because-
steal the thunder from your show though, so maybe we should stay
Where's
with
your
Okay,
Dark Side of the Moon quad? I want to see what that looks like.
I got it right here. Hold on.
Let's see it.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
one of these
You
days.
gotta take it
I
away
want to
from
see
the
what it
show.
looks like.
You're gonna take it away from the show.
Nah, no one's watching right now. How do you know
Hey,
it's
I don't know if
quad? Where does it say quad? Show me the edge of
Hold
it.
on. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah,
It's
hard.
purple?
Yeah, it's purple. Here's the
Wow,
little.
that one's nice and clean.
Here's the one right here. Oh, hold on. This is the little latch right here that tells it that it's a quad. It's a little like a little cut. I don't know if you could
Mhm.
see it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
what's
not on
the
my
edge? Does it
laptop,
say
that-
quad on the bottom of it?
Hold on. Let me put my.
has to
Yeah, it
say
says
quad.
quadraphonic right there. Hold on.
Show me that.
Hold on. Can you see it? Hold on.
Oh
Can
yeah,
you
I
see it?
see it.
It's blurry.
It's fuzzy. Hold it. Pull it back some.
Hold on.
Ernesto needs work holding his
No,
equipment.
back a little more.
Keep coming back. I see that it says quadraphonic.
I can't
Yeah.
see that.
Where did you
Yeah,
find that?
yeah,
I'm just-
quadraphonic. There it is.
What's the story? Because those aren't just running around out there.
No, those are hard to find. I actually got these from a buddy of mine, and here's a funny story. He's like a thrift store guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he had them in his collection. He's a prog guy, but he wasn't into 8-tracks. He was into vinyl. So he just gave them to me. Yeah.
Do you have an 8-track, a quad 8-track player that could play it?
Yeah, I think I showed him. I sent you 2 pictures, remember?
Well, I can't
He
read
can't.
it. I'm a
really.
Okay.
yes, you did, but I don't know which one it is.
I have the
Popping up.
I have the Techniques quad, and then I have a Akai, which I love. The Akai is
Which
one of the
one is the
heavyweights.
quad?
They're both quads.
In this picture, they're both quads.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4
those are both
meters.
quads. Yeah. The one
See,
on
I
the
can't
top of the
read it.
bottom,
I'm like, how about these?
those are my Akais. Those are regular, but those are good too.
I know
Those
you
are beautiful.
got 2 for
Yeah,
God's
nice.
sakes.
And that's my Pioneer. That's a daily runner right there.
My mom's best friend, she's like in her 80s.
That's the
and
scope.
Yeah, Marantz.
so my mom's best friend, she's like in her 80s, and her husband had a beautiful Pioneer system, SX 950, HPM 100s. I can't remember everything, but he
Right.
had that exact same Pioneer 8-track player too. I'm
That's a
trying
good
to I want to buy the whole system from her, but she's not
Yeah.
ready to sell yet. And
Oh.
I don't know if it'll ever happen or not. But
Here's the good thing. You can get those. They're not that expensive. I mean, they are going up in price, but they got the 99 model, and then they got the 100 series. And the 99 model is a little cheaper than the 100 series, only because it comes with meters, and the other one doesn't come with meters.
You gotta have meters.
Yeah.
how
You
What's
know?
the deal? What's the deal
Centrex
on this
Pioneer.
Panasonic? This double.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
what's the deal?
that's a dual, man. That's a dually.
for dubbing?
No, just for playing. You play one, and when that finishes, the other one plays.
Oh.
Or do all the lights light up? It's a cool
Yeah,
looking
all
unit.
those light up. Yeah,
I like
Wow.
yeah. That Sony up there is a nice one. That's a all wood Sony. That one's that's a beauty right there.
Right. Is the Centrex by Pioneer any good?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I got a Centrix. I got to take it to the shop though. I got a Centrix tape player with the stereo built into it. No record player, but it's a beautiful, beautiful set, man. I'm like, I want to get it restored.
that. What's that unit on top of the Akai right there?
That's my Pioneer timer.
Yeah.
That's vintage. That goes with all my stereo units.
Digital timer. That was like in the
Yeah.
old days if you wanted to wake up to your stereo, turn it on or turn it off when
Yeah.
you could sleep.
Yeah,
There
I
you go.
remember
See?
that.
Yeah, that's old school, man. You know how hard that is to find? Oh my God.
Pretty hard.
Very hard.
I saw a guy here in Omaha was selling one about a year ago, but it was like a full width, like 18
Oh
or
yeah.
19 inch
Mhm.
wide one.
Yeah, they have the wide ones and they have the analog ones. Have you seen the analog ones?
Mm-mm.
No, this was a digital. So
Oh, the analogs are really nice, but they're hard to find. And then those have to be taken in. You got to get fixed, because sometimes they don't work. So,
Well, if you ever watch Tecmone, he got
oh yeah,
one.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I watch him
He
a
had
lot.
a cassette one that
Yeah.
had a analog timer that he had to take it apart to make it work.
Yeah, Technomone has that. Did you see the one with the laser? The laser show thing that shoots up on the sky?
Yeah,
It goes
I
on
saw
your
that.
ceiling? I
Yeah.
have that.
Of course you
I
do.
I could hook that up to my speakers and it plays with the music. Man, it's so cool, man. My dad bought it back in the 80s. He's in the box original.
I remember we used to have a thing from Radio Shack where it was like a speaker. It
Yeah,
looked like
yeah.
a speaker,
Lights
but it
in
was
it.
lights.
Yeah, yeah.
And you plug it into the speaker
Yeah.
output of your stereo, and it would go to the red would be
To the
bass.
music.
Right.
Yeah, those are
Try
hard
to
to
find
find.
one of those now.
No, they're around. You're lucky you'll find one. They're around. But when
Those
they
were
sell out really
fun.
quick. They sell out really quick.
Back in like, I think I
I
was
don't
in
know
eighth.
where my dad's went,
They usually fall apart, break.
but it was from
They're old.
Radio Shack. I do remember that.
Yeah.
So I was in 8th grade, and my parents bought me an portable 8-track player, and I didn't remember what it was. I had to Google. I did some searching, and I found it. And it's like it was a Sears. And it was like a
Yeah.
white cube one with like black. Had a black leather handle and black speakers.
Yeah.
I found it online, and I was like, God, I should maybe see if I can buy one of those sometime. Just take
There's
and it comes
there's
apart, 2 speakers in half.
There's a couple of guys online that are really good at portables, and I think I sent Grant a picture of a girl. She's a big collector, and she's got a lot of portables, man, a lot of portables, and she plays them and everything.
Really? Yeah.
You'll be surprised, man.
Oh, there it is. It was this. Oh, I've got it. Oh my God.
Oh, you found it?
Well, I found one that's the way it looked. Save image. See if I can save it. Well, it doesn't show the whole speaker, but
Yeah,
you get the idea.
those things are great, man. You can find them. I'm telling you, very rare. If you go to like a huge swap meet, you'll find it. But I'm telling you, you're gonna have to get it fixed.
But
and
this is what it looked like. It would light up like that.
yeah, yeah. It goes
But
with the
I
beat
don't
of
know
the
why
music.
we're just seeing red and green. It had yellow and
Oh, it probably changes colors.
yeah, it probably does.
Yeah.
But
Did you
those
see
were
the one?
fun.
Did you see the one that Technomone did? The LED light one that goes with the music. They have the LED bars. That
yeah,
one was
I
good.
did. Yep.
Those were good.
But
He
I want
also-
one of these.
He also did an 8-track changer.
Oh. Go ahead.
He did an 8-track changer.
Uh-huh.
You know the craziest thing I ever saw, and I'm not even joking. Craziest thing I ever saw was one of those. You remember the old console ones, the old
Yeah.
8-track consoles?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen the 8-track consoles and everything, but I never seen. This is the first time I've ever seen. I saw a record changer. Have you ever seen one of those?
Yep.
Oh my God, those things are wild. I don't know how they work. I mean, it's like I wish I would have seen the inside of it, but I didn't see the inside of it. I just saw it from the outside. But a record changer.
Yeah.
Craziest thing.
But look, like there. Here we go.
Oh,
Yes.
there you go.
Yes.
That looks.
Old
But
school.
we only had one. We didn't have two.
Well, it's because when you had two, it's because you had money.
Yeah, but it was like 1978, 77.
Yeah, that was probably like $300 for
But
one
I
of
don't
those.
remember it looking like this. I remember it looking like that.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
it, had more lights. God, I want one now.
dude, you should find one. Totally hook it up. I'm gonna show you one of these days when I hook up my laser show. You're gonna be like, "What the hell is that?"
I need one. I need it. I need it. I'm gonna look on eBay right now.
Yeah, find one. It's gonna be like $1,000 per one.
No.
If you could, I'm telling you, both. If you find one, pick it up. Even if it doesn't work, get it. Take it to somebody and have them fix it for you.
I can fix
They'll be worth
those. I can fix a lot of stuff.
I send all my work to Byron.
Oh, okay.
He
Pick one up.
he does all of his own stereo work. He'll get something and he'll refurbish
Oh, yeah?
it.
Yeah.
I've recapped some things and relighted. I've got
Yeah.
a scope, but the
Yeah.
big. I've got a couple amps this guy wants me to look at, and the channels are blown. But it's like I don't have any of these parts laying around. We just
No, you got to order the parts.
You have to order the part.
and then you order some parts, and then you put them in, and it's like, well, that didn't fix everything. So then
Oh,
you
I
got to
know.
order more parts, and the shipping is like $10 an order. And it's like
Yeah.
this isn't, if you got to make 3 or 4 purchases. Just
Well,
to get it to
maybe I
work.
don't have Byron work on my stuff now.
It'd be great if I had a supply of parts already.
True.
And I don't.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I just like it that you're able to fix it.
you want to see a real technical guy on YouTube, and I'm gonna give him a plug because he's amazing, man. The guy is like, I see him take everything apart bit by bit, and he'll explain it to you right down to the wire. His name's X-Ray Tony.
yeah, X-Ray Tony B.
Oh
I watch
my
him
God,
all the
that-
time.
I
That's
that
why I
like
guy's
learn
Tony's
good.
work.
Yeah, I learn a
Oh
lot
my
from
God.
that guy.
That guy is amazing.
Yep.
And here's the funny thing about that: he doesn't charge anybody.
No,
He's
He's
X-ray
doing it for
Tony B.
friends or himself, and
He does it for free. He just likes doing this.
yeah.
It's crazy.
And he's got a whole basement full of parts. And
When I had my I had a Pioneer 1010, and I took it to a buddy of mine who was a technician, and that guy, when he fixed it all up, made it look beautiful. I mean, it was amazing. It came out great. I paid close to like almost $900 for it.
Jesus.
But he did everything. I mean, he made it look like a brand new car. I mean, this sucker looked like it came out of the dealership.
so it was an SX 1010.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice.
I
think
I
that
have to
was
get
like
one.
That's
top
the
of
big
line
boy,
back
isn't it?
then.
Yeah.
That was the top of the line in the early 70s.
That was
I
the
believe.
first 100-watt.
I got an SX 6000. Have you seen those? Those were
The
from. It's probably it's from like 70, 71. It's
No, the 6000?
SX 6000. Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Um,
There it is.
I
Wait a
got
minute.
it for $50 and it worked. It just needed like
That's an old
20 new
one.
bulbs put in it.
Oh,
an
yeah.
old
The whole
one.
thing.
Yeah. You're gonna spend money. I mean, I spend money on my gear, but you know what? It's worth it because it's just gonna go up in value. You know?
Does the 1010 have the weird speaker plugs on the back?
No. Those are the earlier
6000
ones.
The 6000 has the weird speaker
Yeah,
plugs.
yeah.
That's
Is
what
that
I
it?
got. That's what I
Yeah.
got.
Oh,
I
okay.
bought one for $50 and I relamped
Okay.
it.
What's the model that the later model? What's the later model? The 1000? Is it the 1000 or no? What? I'm trying to remember the one. There's one with the reverb built in.
Oh,
You seen that one with the
It's a
reverb?
Pioneer.
Yeah, it's a Pioneer. It's that same model, but it's an older, newer model.
I always see the reverb units at this shop in town. He's got 2 or 3 for sale, but I don't know if
Yeah,
I've seen the model with. Maybe I have.
Oh. No, that one has that year model. Not that model that you have, but I think it's the 1000 or I forgot what model number, but it has a built-in reverb. It's pretty cool.
I may have seen that.
How about
once.
the?
But is the 1010 above like the 929
The 929.
or and then there's the third. There's the that's the X2X. Then there was the X3X series after
Yeah.
that. The 1010 I
Sorry.
thought was like
No, after the
better than
1010,
9.
after the 1010, it goes higher. It goes to trying to remember the model number. The 1080, the 1250, and the 1280 keeps going up and up.
No, I was thinking the 1010s were the older one with the black tuner dial. Is yours the black tuner dial?
On that one,
The late
from what I
70s
remember,
ones?
no, I don't think so.
I think
On
the
that one,
1010 is a black tuner dial from the mid 70s. I think.
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember because I got rid of it a long time ago. But
Google it.
have Grant pull it up because I don't remember.
What's the number again?
SX 1010. That was a good one. Let me tell you, if you ever find one, buy it
Okay,
because
here we
those are
go.
just going to go up in value.
Holy crap! Look at that bitch.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. It's an amazing. I love that. I just regret I had to sell it because I wanted it. Well,
Oh,
you
come
know what
on,
I
you
sold
dumb
it for? I ended up
Oh,
selling it because I ended up buying the mother of all receivers, which is the
1980?
Pioneer 1980.
Holy shit! You got a 1980?
Yeah,
Holy.
but
crap, he's got everything.
I was like, my God,
Here's this one.
I had to have it, and then it's like, oh my God! It just let me tell you,
That
is
one.
there. There it is. Oh yes,
See,
I
that's
regret. I got.
that's
I
the
wanna get
top
one
of
of-
the line. That's the top of the line above the 939 from that.
Okay,
that
yeah,
model.
yeah.
So that's.
But you know what? The 939 is still a good one, though. Don't get
Yeah.
it. Don't.
Oh, yeah.
Don't.
This is one step above that one.
Yeah. If you get this 1010, you're fine forever because it's 100 watt per channel. It could power any speakers, and you're set. What do you got right there? You have a 1010?
That's a 780.
Oh, the
That's
780 is a
pretty
good
damn
one
good.
too.
I got
Yeah,
I
that's a
got
good
that at Goodwill for $25.
Oh, that's good.
You know what? I
That's a
don't
real
like
good-
Byron very much. Not
Yeah,
really.
that's a very good deal.
And it was
So and
immaculate.
that's the And that's the thing a lot of people don't know, but that's the one you have is a really good starter model because it's just perfect. You know, it'll power
The
anything.
710's high up on the chain now. There's just the
No,
8 and then the
that one's kind of middle of
1000.
the road. That
It's got a good wattage though.
45,
That's
Yeah.
plenty.
but it's got the transistor packs in it, which tend to blow up, and then they're hard to replace. So
Yeah.
so I baby it.
Well, you
don't
just gotta
crank it up.
No, he just got to find himself a good technician.
That's me.
They're out there.
It's
Well,
him.
you,
X-Ray
yeah.
Tony B showed if those blow up, those transistor packs, how to make them from discrete components. You might have
You
saw.
better you better go contact X-Ray Tony.
Yeah, he's fixed some X780s on his episodes. So
Oh man, let me tell you, when you
You
get
really-
stuff fixed from him,
you really got a 1980?
yeah, I have the 1980, and then I have the right now. My favorite one right now is the 1250.
Yeah. Those are those are both top of the line back in the day.
Oh man, I was looking for a 1250 for a long time because I didn't want to pay $1,500, if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, 1980 now is about eight to 10,000 if it's restored.
Yeah, and mine's
Oh my
ain't restored. But I mean, I just
Holy
wanted something that I didn't want to mess with the 1980s, so I just got something that I didn't have to worry so much about. So I got the 1250 because it was just beautiful and it was like a good deal. So I'm like, I had to get it, you know. I didn't want to mess up. I mean, I really messed up on too many deals. I go, I'm gonna get this because nobody lives forever. So I'm gonna go hell with it. I'm getting it.
Yeah, I want to try to buy my mom's friend system when she's ready because it's got a 950, which is not a slouch, and it's got the HPM 100s. I don't remember the turntable model. It's one of the pioneer with the wood plinth.
I have a set of HPM 100s. Believe me, they sound amazing.
I got 40s behind me here, but I bought them
Those
in
are good.
high school.
Oh, those are good too.
On the bottom there.
Yeah.
That
You know
I
what
need
I-
better speakers. Whatever.
I just bought some JBLs, JBL
Yeah.
Horizons vintage, the 166. You ever heard of those?
You know, I'm familiar with the L100s, and I know that they made a bunch of great speakers in
Oh man,
over the years.
I
but I can't
scored
keep-
on these. I had to get these because I'm like, I know how much they're worth, and I know that if I don't get them now, I'm never going to get them again because they're just too damn expensive. So, you know, I made the deal and I got it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
gonna
like to
show
get a
you what
better
I
set of
want.
speakers.
Yeah. But
I'm holding
the
out for that system with the HPM 100s at some point. Hopefully, I'll get that system.
yeah,
Buy the whole
those are great speakers, man. Let me tell you, very good speakers. You
I
can't go wrong with them.
I recapped the 40s last.
Oh, you
spring.
did?
Yeah.
Oh,
it wasn't too hard. They're pretty
Yeah.
simple.
I want that.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I was at a garage.
See any 2500s out there?
How much? How much you want to pay for one? I know where there's one.
Oh, I'll give him $5,000 today.
No, seriously. Let me tell you a story. When I got my speakers from this guy.
I
He's a
want one with
collector
the
too.
scope like that.
Yeah, he's got one.
I want that.
Here's the funny thing. Let me tell you a
Ernesto,
story.
take care of me. I need that.
Okay. Well, let me tell you the story. Well, you got to take the picture down. I can't see your faces.
Oh, you don't want to see me. This is much better. Look.
Yeah.
Look
Well, I
at
know.
it. Just look at it.
So, yeah, he's got one of those, man. I went to his house, and he didn't even really know me. We were just chatting about music and stuff, and he invited me over to his house, and he goes, "Hey, come and take a look at my gear." And I go, "Okay." So I went to his house. Man, he had amazing gear, and he had that receiver.
Hmm.
And I told him, I go, "How come nobody's buying this stuff?" Because he just had it laying around. And he is a Pioneer guy like me. He likes Pioneer. And I told him, I go, "Why don't you sell this stuff overseas? Because that's where most of the stuff is going anyways."
Mhm.
And he goes, "No," he goes, "the Chinese and the Japanese, they don't want Marantz." I go, "What do you mean they don't want Marantz?" He goes, "No, they want Pioneer. They want other stuff. They don't want Marantz."
Wow.
According to him, they don't collect Marantz.
I thought they like Marantz too, but Go
I
ahead.
got
I
one
don't
of
know.
these. I got one of these.
Yeah, those are
Sweet.
good too.
The 1090.
Yeah.
It's sitting right
Yeah.
up there.
It's nice.
The problem with the receiver that you want, Grant,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my buddy, he came all the way from Belgium to buy a Moran's over here because he was looking for Moran's gear to buy. And I think I showed you the picture of his stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's a big collector. So he came all the way down here to California to hang out, and then he wanted to buy some Moran stuff. And I go, okay, I'll show you around whatever we can find. And he went on his own. He didn't even know anywhere. He didn't know about California, where to go, this and that.
Right.
He was pretty daring. And so he went to like the boondocks way in the desert to buy a Moran's. He paid like $1,500
Holy shit.
straight out. Just he didn't even care. But it was a certain model that he was looking for.
Well,
And
when
he
you
went over
find
there
that
with cash.
model, you just kind of go with it.
Yeah, just with cash. He went over there and bought it. He didn't even care if it was like a safe area or not. He just went with all that cash. But like I said, a lot of these guys don't want Morans for some strange reason.
I
But
don't
here in
get
the
it.
States, they love Morans. They
Yeah, because
love
it's such a
Morans.
beautiful design.
Yeah. And they sound amazing.
Yeah, but the design is just perfect.
Oh, yeah. The craftsmanship,
Right.
you know.
Oh,
I went
yeah, I
to
had
it-
one of these. Wait a minute. No, not that.
But yeah, Grant, I can get you that receiver. But the thing is, how do I
Yeah.
ship it to you?
I'll just come get it.
You know how much it costs to ship something like that? Oh my God.
I could drive out cheaper than I could for you to ship it.
Oh, it's crazy, man. I know. Well, my buddy who came from Belgium, he has a technician in New York. All right, this guy's got technicians everywhere. And so when we bought the receiver, he was like, "Oh, well," I go, "I'm gonna have to ship it to New York." And I go, "Jesus, how much is that gonna cost you?" And I know he paid a lot of money just to ship it out there. Paid close to $500, I think, to ship it out there. Ridiculous.
Some
But-
people, money is no object.
Oh man, I'm telling you, this guy's not married. That's why.
Oh, well, he's good. He can do whatever
Yeah.
he wants.
He's not married, so he's single. He can do whatever he wants. So, you know,
I
I'm
went to
living through him.
Yeah, I went to an estate sale this summer, and they had a 2385,
Oh yeah.
and it went for like $3,000. I
Oh
was just
my
like,
God.
"Are you
Jesus.
kidding me? $3,000?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's a lot of power." But
I had
Yeah.
one of these, but I sold it. You're gonna
Oh,
kill me.
Grant,
You ready?
go ahead. Oh, why'd you sell that?
isn't that what Tony B's been working on lately?
I think so.
I think he
Yeah, it was
is.
a 170 DC, just a power amp. It had
It
the
looks
meters
like
that. It was absolutely beautiful. It's like 80 watts, I think.
Oh yeah.
Or it must be. If it's a 170, it's 70 watts.
Yeah, you can't sell that stuff, man. That's like
I
gold.
know. That was like 15 years ago. I had one.
Yeah.
He's working on a
Yeah.
Marantz 250 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not a
yeah?
170. That's for
Those are
sure.
the 250 he's working on.
Yeah. I'm telling you. But there's some.
I've had some really cool stuff.
I got a
Yeah,
Yamaha. I got a Yamaha M60.
Yeah.
You like Yamahas at all? This is from the
I got a
mid-80s.
Yamaha
Um,
amp downstairs.
I got that at the Goodwill for $20. It was a steal.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean it sells for $300 to $400 probably. So.
You can turn around and flip it.
Yeah, I need to sell it because I'm a receiver guy. Really,
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have any
Come on,
preamps
man.
other than a receiver with a preamp out. You know. So,
Yeah.
Let me see if I can
What's the
find the
point?
one I've got downstairs.
Grant, I'm telling you, you're gonna have to just let me know how much you're willing to spend, and then I can talk
I told
to
you $5,000.
Well, no, you never tell. Don't say that.
Let's get this
I'm
on.
trying to
Let's
get you a
get this.
deal. That's not a deal.
Let's get this deal done, boy. I'm
You're
telling
not
you,
gonna
I'm
pay-
ready.
You're not gonna pay $5,000 for a receiver. Come on, that's not reality.
Oh God, yeah. For that
No.
one,
Well, yeah,
Who
I would
wouldn't?
pay $5,000
He's
if it was
married.
brand.
Man. He's married.
No, I would pay $5,000 if it was out of the box, but it's not out of the box. It's used,
all right.
and then plus, it's probably hasn't been recapped or anything. So you're buying
Well,
like a
I don't
used
have
car.
none of mine stuff's recapped. I just keep running it. Everything's been
Well,
fine.
I know, but eventually it's gonna burn out on you.
Well, then I'll take care of it.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Let me ask him how much he wants for it, and then I'll let you know.
No, that's too much. You know that.
Oh, okay. I thought
know
you were
what's-
serious. That you wanted one.
I do want one, but I've got a Yamaha CA810 downstairs.
Yeah.
Amp. Integrated amp.
Yeah, but it's not a Moran's with a scope in it.
No, it doesn't have a scope. But it's got nice meters in it, though.
Yeah.
But I need to put new bulbs in it because they burned out.
Oh, see.
No big deal. And just get
No.
bulbs and put them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's,
BM can put it for you, right? You
Yeah,
won't charge him that
I
much.
can do bulbs, no problem. I do that all the time.
could you change them out to LEDs or?
It depends. Usually, yes, but sometimes it's just not for the. Sometimes the way that the circuit's designed, you can't. But usually,
I'm fine with just putting in incandescent. That's all it's ever been in it.
Did you? I don't know if BM Bolt. Did you see that guy? I gotta send you the link, or I'll send it to Grant so you can check it out. This guy, he power washed his receiver.
yeah, I watch him too.
Did you see that guy?
Aiden's his name. Yeah, he power washed 2 of them so far.
But
You
here's
mean-
the funny thing? But did you see what he did after?
Puts it in the oven.
He puts it in the oven.
Right, he dries it
He
out.
bakes-
And he takes
he
it to the
bakes
car
the
wash.
receiver.
He's at the car wash and he's washing the shit out of it because they were pretty nasty.
But
And he
nobody's
didn't-
supposed to do that. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to do that.
I've heard that the water can get into the
It gets
transformer.
into the amp. The amp it's wrapped like in a paper. It's got a paper type thing in it, and you ruin it when you throw water on it. That's like the worst thing.
I think they
It's the
still
greatest-
work.
I'd
but
never do that.
I wouldn't do it.
No, I would never
were
even
pretty
put it in
nasty,
the oven.
though.
The guy put it in the oven. That was freaked me out when he put it in the oven.
I think he had it
I
at like
couldn't-
150 though, so it wasn't too hot, but it was hot.
It just blows my mind when I see people do stuff like this. It's just like, wow.
Ernesta would never do that to an 8-track unit.
No, not even to a receiver. I mean,
Sometimes
geez.
you got to bake those tapes so they won't stick together.
Well, that's true. Oh, that's reel to reel, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That-
not cassette or 8-track. It's,
Yeah.
Those are different type of tape.
You guys ever find any reel to reels?
Yeah, I got one up here.
Well, you got one?
A
Birds,
buddy of
Notorious
mine
Bird
bought
Brothers.
3 of them in the last 6 months or so.
Here, I'll get it. Hold on.
I don't have a reel anymore. I used to.
Well, I don't have
You know what?
one, but I've got
I
a
always
reel-to-reel tape.
I always get people to tell me, you should get one. You should get one. I go, hell no. I go, it's too expensive and too complicated. And it's just a lot of work. It's like,
Yeah, my buddies found 3 of them and they were all real cheap. If I could find one really like for $25 that worked, maybe I'd grab one. But
yeah.
I'd rather get an 8-track player like you and
Yeah.
just have a couple tapes just for the
Yeah.
novelty of it. You know.
Yeah.
But someday. you know,
Yeah. That's,
I wait
Oh,
for
there you
equipment to fall into my lap. If
There
it
you go.
falls into my lap, great. But I don't pay big dollars for equipment.
right. Look at Grant with his reel to reel. Look at that. Jeez.
The birds.
How much is that?
It's not. I'm not selling it. I bought it for like $4.
Oh, wow.
I was gonna sell it, and I thought, fuck it, I'm not gonna sell it.
Yeah, I have one Maxell blank reel to reel still. I
Yeah.
threw out all of my other. I sold my reel to reel. I don't know, 30 years ago. I don't
Yeah.
remember. And I had some blanks that had stuff on them. Like when I was in a band, maybe we would rehearse. I would take, but I think I threw all that away. Should have kept them. They were worth
Yeah.
something probably.
One of my technicians that I know, he works on reel to reel. That's his specialty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he always tries to sell me when I'm like, no, man, I just don't want it. It's too bulky. I don't have any room for it. And I'm like, and it's like the media is like so expensive. And
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah,
You know?
but if you found one of those silver Pioneer ones with the nice meters for real cheap, you might
Oh,
have
yeah.
to just buy it.
well, yeah, exactly. I don't get me wrong. I see them around, but I don't want to pay that much money for
Right.
them.
I mean, if you found one for $50, you'd grab it. But for 500, 1,000, nah.
No, hell no.
No.
Hell no.
This was a cutout originally. It's got a cutout.
I know.
there.
Look at that. That looks good.
The cover's in nice shape.
Oh, I know.
You'll never see that. You'll never see a Kiss reel to reel. Have you ever seen a Kiss reel to reel?
No.
They probably destroyed them all.
Why did you say that?
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen one before.
Were they making reel? When did they stop making reel to reels?
That's a good question. Grant, look that up real quick.
I'm looking it up.
How many 8 tracks do you think you own?
Oh,
I don't want to steal your information.
oh
I know, man.
shit.
We're gonna talk about
Forget
that.
I asked that. Forget I asked that.
We'll talk about that. You're gonna have to check out the show.
Yeah, I will.
This is
Well-
just right now. Right now, I'm just giving you some bonus.
yeah. Teasers too, appetizers.
Yeah.
I don't know what the last one was.
It's hard to tell with reel to reel.
What was the last 8? What was the last 8 track that was made?
1988.
Wow.
And what was the
Supposedly.
title?
Was it a record club?
No, it was. I think it was Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits.
Yeah, doesn't Tim have one of those?
I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, but then
And
I
it was
see
a
these other
record club.
titles.
Everything was all record club by then.
That's
right?
what I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
Word, yeah.
Supposedly, but there you find these titles coming out, and they're like, oh, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Here's the thing, and this is the tricky part. I mean, growing up and stuff, I've seen a lot of crap. And this is what we've been around longer than the internet. And I tell this to everybody. We've seen stuff that you'll be surprised it ever existed.
Right.
And even before the internet. So it's hard to say if this was real or not, if this was fake, or did they ever make this? I mean, if you've seen it with your own eyes, I mean, I believe you. What's the point, Just because it's not on the internet doesn't mean it doesn't exist,
True.
I mean, that's what I think,
Just because it's on the internet doesn't make it true or that it did exist.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I'm telling you, I've seen stuff back in the day before computers and all that, before all that stuff, we were, I've seen it.
I'm gonna pull something. Hold on.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say with the reel to reels because I think those are here's the thing. I don't really know that many people that collect reel to reels, but there is people on Instagram that are really big collectors.
Mhm.
And they love that stuff, man. They love the sound. And believe me, I've heard reel
Yeah.
to reels. They sound great, man.
I
Have you
was
ever
in-
heard of quad record? The quad records?
I do not think I've ever really listened to a quad system with any records playing through it.
Sound really good, man. They sound really good. I was like really surprised. I'd never heard one till this guy put one on for me in his quad system, and I was like, wow, amazing, man. It's like, it's hard to say if it's better than CD or what, because it sounds so good. It sounds so alive. You know what I mean?
Mhm. You could play a quad 8 track through like a surround sound system, right? If you have the 4 discrete inputs,
Yeah. All you need is the 4 speakers. That's all you need, and the quad stereo.
But if you have a surround sound receiver,
You could do that.
you could
It
use
simulates the sound.
but with the vinyl, you need the quad
Yeah.
whatever to translate that vinyl signal into quad.
Right. First of all, you need the quad turntable.
Yeah.
You need the receiver, and you need the 4 speakers.
Right. Because that
Now, if you
receiver's got a built-in. The receiver has for the phono the demodulator or whatever.
Yeah.
To translate.
All that have to be built in. And then if you got a reel to reel, now that's a totally different thing,
Right.
because I think I've only seen one quad reel to reel. I've only seen one. I don't know if they ever is what brand. I forgot what brand it was, but those are pretty rare too.
If you had a 4-track quad reel to reel though, what do they call that? Where you could record, like for doing overdubbing.
What do they call
They
that?
call that track by track or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think you could use that.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if
think
that's
so.
it's not technically quad, I think, but it's a 4-track reel to reel.
Right.
So maybe you could use one of those. I don't know for sure.
It's kind of, I mean, the whole thing about quad sound, and then it became, here's the funny thing, the quad sound became surround sound later on. You know what I mean? It changed all that format changed and became surround sound. And now it's something totally else. It's called Dolby Atmos or something like that. Something like that. That's a totally different sound now. It's all morphed into all that. It's just really different. It's, you know?
Yeah, they take like the old quad album for the quad sources, and they make those into like the 5.2 stuff now, right? When you buy like
Probably, yeah.
box sets, and they'll throw the quad mixes in there as 5.2 or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like, remember the whole MoFi bullshit and all that about the whole digital to vinyl stuff, how they were doing that?
Yeah.
It's like, how do we know what's digital and what's analog? Because they print it on the label, they put it on the label, and they're saying, "Hey, this is from the analog tapes." How do we know it's from the analog tapes when they just found out? I know you don't know, but I'm saying back then when it was first coming out, before all this, you know, conspiracy thing, they were probably using the real tapes. You know?
Yeah, in the 80s and.
Yeah, in the 80s.
Since then, they digitize them, possibly.
Yeah, now everything's digital. Well, because look, you heard. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Those tapes are getting old.
Yeah, right. And it's like the thing about all this remaster stuff. You heard about there was a big fire, and all these remasters got burned. I don't know if you heard about it a while back, maybe a couple of years ago. They lost all of Hart's catalog, Bryan Adams' catalog.
Oh,
they lost a lot of catalogs.
Yeah, all those catalogs got ruined in this big fire over here in California. Now, what are they going to use for the source now? They have to use the digital, right? Because there's no more analog.
Yeah, whatever they've got.
Right.
They should have kept the backup somewhere.
Oh, yeah, imagine. I mean, it's just kind of tricky when they keep saying this is from the original analog recordings. But I mean, what proof do we have that they're from there?
You have no proof.
I know, that's what sucks.
But they're all from the original analog recordings. Those old tapes, yeah. They might be a digital copy, but they still say it's from the original analog tapes. Whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't really give a crap that much. It's not that important.
Right.
Well, it is important if you're going towards the audiophile crowd who are anal and, you know. That's a whole other thing. I'm not in that crowd. I just want it to sound good. It can be it can be a digital source. It can be an analog source.
Well, remember how they used to put the CDs out? Digital, 24-bit. Remember the 24 bits and all that? They used to do all that.
They still do that.
Yeah, it's like, those sound great.
But, you can make it. It doesn't matter if it's... If it's 24-bit or 14 or whatever, you hear what you hear.
Right.
I remember Steve Hoffman, from Steve Hoffman Forums would master stuff. And his whole goal was to make everything, if you picked up the vinyl copy, it would sound like the CD copy. The CD would sound like the vinyl. You could interchange and they would still have the same tonality.
Right.
This whole thing where people are all thinking that vinyl is the end all be all, but
oh yeah, that's the way some people think.
You can make a CD sound exactly like the analog. I'm just saying.
Right.
That's what Steve Hoffman would do. You could get the CD; it would sound wonderful. It all has to do with your equipment. How transparent it is. How.
Did you see the latest episode of Technomone where he's showing you how to cut a CD?
The one that trims the edge?
Yeah.
So dumb.
You saw that?
You guys got a lot of free time to watch all these shows that I watch.
Well, he puts out a new show every Saturday.
I'm retired, so I have time to watch this stuff.
Man, I watch it when I'm at night when I'm just want to relax and I just want to watch something. Just like that's the
My-
best time.
My wife likes me to put X-Ray Tony B on in the evening when she wants to fall asleep because it's very relaxing and boring to her.
X-Ray Tony B. I'm gonna have to check him out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does he ever work on any boom boxes?
Yes.
Uh,
No, wait.
he-
No. That's Tecmo likes the boom boxes. Yeah.
yeah, Technomone. He does the boombox
I
and the
got my
Walkmans
old
and all that.
Sanyo boombox, but it's got an intermittent. I don't know what it does. It probably needs.
It probably needs to get fixed.
It'll play, but sometimes it'll cut out. And I don't know
Okay,
what to do
do
with it.
you, do you have it with you right there?
Of course I do.
Well, let's see it.
All right, hold on.
Man, this conversation went from CDs, whatever you guys found to.
Cool. Whatever.
I know.
Do you have any SA CDs, and do you think they sound better? I don't have any at this point. I just have.
I
the
don't
full-
have any, and I wouldn't spend money on that
No.
because I just get a regular CD.
Yeah, but my friend, he's found a whole bunch of them, like at Goodwill and stuff.
Yeah, because you know why? Because the format is kind of lame and it's
It is.
boring, and it's just like a CD.
Yeah. I'd like to find a couple.
It's
See what
like
they sound like.
it's here's it is. It's like buying a Toyota, but then somebody's trying to sell you a Lexus, and the Lexus is just basically a Toyota.
But
So it's the same thing.
I just want to try and see if I hear any difference.
Oh, okay. Remember the mini disc? Everybody wanted a mini disc when they first came out.
Yeah,
They thought that was the best format.
Tecmo likes them.
Oh yeah, because he can score. Here's the thing about
buys
these
a-
Europeans.
100 of them. He buys like 100 at a time.
Yeah, they must be throwing that stuff away over there in Europe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not over here.
You never see
Let's see if
many
they'll
discs around
sound
here.
No, you don't. Look at Grant in his bone box.
Yeah, I'm cool as shit.
How many D
Walk
cell
around with it
batteries
on
does
the
that thing
shoulder
take?
like this.
It takes
Yeah.
8 Ds.
Eight Ds? Do they even sell D batteries still?
Oh yeah. Go to Costco. They probably got them.
Oh, they do?
You can buy like 100 pack probably.
I think that's Klaatu.
Contrarians are asking what albums came out on mini disc. I think a lot did, but
I think
not
it needs
around here.
battery.
They probably did come out with a lot.
Yes, I never remember seeing mini discs really in the U.S., but I wasn't.
I did. I saw them, but like I said, that was a new format, and we were already enjoying the CDs. So it was like, who the hell wants to pay more for that?
Who is that, Marco?
I think
Yeah, probably.
they were just a smaller, more compact CD.
8 Ds,
really.
yeah, it takes 8 Ds.
Yeah,
It'll last all day.
but I mean,
One trip, yes. I
How
can go to
about-
the mall and back, and it'll be perfect.
yeah. How about when what was that cassette format? The SD. What was it? That weird tape format. The DAT. There was the DAT, and there was one more. Remember the DAT tape?
Yeah.
And there was another one, S tape or something like that, or an S. I forgot. Oh, I don't remember.
I
It's
think
so old.
Tecmo did an episode on it.
He did it. Yeah.
I think he
See?
did. I think so.
I can't
Ancient-
remember what it was.
It was giant
Little-
cassettes.
Yeah. It was like I don't understand it. It's like we were already involved with CDs. Why do you want to get another format? And it's crazy, man. I loved CDs. It's just they were just so easy to play and take everywhere, and
Hmm.
you know,
I know those days are gone now.
not
Till
according
they
to
come
you.
back. Till they
Not
come
according to you.
back. No, it'll come back.
I've
There you go.
probably doubled my CD collection in the last 2 years. Just Goodwill and wherever I find them, man. Garage
Yeah.
sales.
Marcos says bands are putting material out on reel to reel now,
Wow.
let
Oh, yeah.
alone
Wow.
new 8 tracks.
But
Oh,
we
I
know
know
about
what
the-
I want to look up. Oh,
They're
You know-
making new
you know
8
what?
tracks now.
Oh yeah, I'll show Grant. I show Grant what they do now.
And we'll save that for your show. But
Yeah. Let's not
I didn't
talk
know
too
that.
much about it.
I didn't know they were making new 8 tracks.
Well, they're not new,
no,
but they're
go
like
ahead.
new
You've
bands.
already showed this before. You can share right now.
Oh, they're just basically guys are just what they do is they get newer albums and they put them on 8-track. Some guy does
Where
it
are they
on,
getting the tape stock?
I don't know. I mean, I don't follow the guy, so I don't know. There's a reason. Here's the reason that I don't like that whole situation. And I'm such a purist. I'm such a old school guy. I just don't like when people copy records because then what happens if somebody tries to sell it as an old stock, like a bootleg,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like, oh, what if somebody buys it and they like get ripped off and stuff? You know, like, oh, you know, I bought this thinking this was old. Yeah, see?
Do you have one of those?
Wow.
No,
You don't have this one?
no, I don't have that one.
Do you remember when Cheap Trick put that out
I
as an 8-track?
remember. Yeah, I remember when they came out. That
I
was
thought
rare,
maybe you
man.
might have one.
No,
Damn it, Ernesto.
I didn't get
God.
that one.
Oh, you're killing me on this. Wait a minute. Shit, if I could operate this, it would help. Dead
Well, see-
Media Tapes on Instagram puts out releases for bands. on
Yeah,
radio.
yeah. See,
Yeah,
I didn't
Dead
want to do.
Media.
I didn't
tapes.
want to say their names.
Why?
I didn't want to give them publicity.
Well, hey, if they can make a go at it, you never know.
Yeah,
It might
no.
cause a resurgence.
They
What's
do a
the-
good work.
What's the
They
width?
do
On,
good.
what is an 8-track tape width?
Oh Lord,
Same
I
as
got to
reel-to-reel?
measure that. I don't know exactly.
It's not the same as a reel-to-reel width.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I think the
those are
reel to reel
quarters.
isn't
thinner.
it quarter inch?
Reel-to-reels are quarter.
I think 8-track's a quarter.
We'll have to measure that to be exact. But yeah, I didn't want to say their name, but yeah, they do good work. Let me tell you that Grant's seen some of the 8-tracks that they have. I showed him pictures and stuff.
That Cheap Trick looked pretty good.
That
Yeah.
came out whenever that came out. They were for sale.
Yeah. I mean, but the whole thing about bootlegging and stuff, I never liked it. I mean, I never liked it because what happens is somebody bootlegs something and then they'll put it on eBay and then they'll try to sell it like vintage stock. And it's like, oh, well, look at these guys. What are they trying to do? You know, trying to rip us off and stuff. I mean, that's the way I feel about that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
if it's going to be released back then, that's the way it should have been, not modifying it or anything. Unless you're a collector, like you just want something of a certain band and you're a collector, that's cool. But I'm not into that.
Oh
much.
my God. That Cheap Trick one, someone has one for sale. It's $220.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Do you think that's good?
For that
that-
price? Yeah.
The lowest
Did
that
I-
it ever went for in Discogs is 35. The highest it ever went for is a 150.
Wow.
I
That's
should
not
have
bad.
bought one when it came out.
Yeah.
Dumbass. That CD alone is expensive.
Oh, really? How much
Oh,
is that?
yeah. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute.
How about those? You remember the little 5-inch CDs?
Yeah.
Oh, I have one of those.
Or no.
Marco, do you have
Those are
some of
3-inch,
these-
I think. Aren't
Do you
they?
have some of these 8-tracks and reel-to-reels from
From what?
Dead Media Tapes?
No, I told you I don't.
Not
I
you,
don't,
Marco.
Oh,
Marco sold all of his physical media. I thought he said, other than
I don't know. He
These
seems to know an
DVDs
awful lot
and-
about
oh,
this
he's probably
Dead
looking it
Media.
up. He's probably looking it up on Instagram.
he's a big DVD guy. I know that.
Oh my God. In fact, you need to go over on the YouTube page for when we did the KISS discussion for your media. There are some people that had questions over there. And only you, Marco, can answer them. So I would go over there and look for that because you might want to. I did a custom order for Mystique 8-track, but he's booked up for like
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah, because everybody wants their copies of certain albums and stuff. And here's the thing: it's not that easy to duplicate. The process is very hard. And it's like I seen the setup, the way he has it. He's got a bunch. You know that Pioneer 8-track that I got?
Yeah.
He's got like 4 of them hooked up to like a system, and it's like it's not an easy process to record.
I see a lot of income in your future, Ernesto.
Well, I mean, I messed up with that Philadelphia experiment. Let me just tell you that.
I think you should look into maybe getting into this business.
See,
no.
Marco's got it bad.
Well, then
I'm
you got
like,
then you got to order the songs so that they all fit or fade them.
yeah, it's not easy. Let me tell you. You remember back in the day when we used to record from record to cassette and how we had to do everything by hand practically to get it right in, dial it in.
Right.
It's even worse recording your own 8-tracks, man. Or
Well,
you
yeah,
just,
that's-
or you
Well, let
just
me ask
blow
you
through-
this.
You don't
I don't-
even worry, but the song skips to the next track mid song.
I've never recorded on an 8-track. But
I had
where does the 8-track begin?
Exactly. I have blanks.
If you buy
but I never-
blanks, where do the blanks begin?
yeah, that's what I'd like to know because I've never recorded on them.
You've got recorders.
No, I know, but I've never recorded music like from a CD to an 8-track. I never
Why?
did that because I've never been interested in that. I've never.
Oh,
I
that
know
would be
the way
cool.
it sounds.
That's the point, man.
I know the sound. I know how good it sounds, but I know if I do that, I gotta get more into it, and I gotta be, you know what I mean. It's not an easy process.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a friend, well, that's Pioneer System I mentioned that my mom's friend has. Well, her son, when we were kids, he'd record 8-tracks for me, mixed 8-tracks for me and give them to me to listen to,
Right.
So he knew all about recording on the 8-tracks back in the
It's a lot easier from recording from tape to tape with a dubbing, but 8-track's a little different. You got to have the right 8-track player and a recorder, and you got to line it up, and it's just
What
man,
do you
it
mean
sounds
line
too
it up?
And he'd do it one song at a time, in a mix. And,
What do you mean line it up?
meaning like you gotta the timing has to be right. Meaning you gotta do the meters, you gotta do like the timing. You know how the tape has a timer on it.
Mhm.
You gotta time the songs, and then it cuts. You don't know where that cut is off. You know that cut off.
Well, they didn't seem to give a crap back in the day because I remember
I know.
listening to the Cars Candio, and I
Right.
swear to God, you'd be right in the middle of Candio and it would cut.
I know. Oh, see, he says he quit collecting 8-tracks. Well, see, not everybody's an 8-track collector. It all depends, You gotta
Marco,
be a fan.
did you have a quad Dark Side of the Moon?
I can't remember how
Is your
many
quad
minutes those
still
blank
sitting there,
8-tracks are.
Ernesto?
Yeah, it's still here. I'm just saying, here's the thing a lot of people don't understand. And I've talked to everybody. I've talked to collectors of cars. I've talked to people who collect stamps. I've talked to everybody. But it all depends on how do you feel about your collection? What do you like to collect? And does it make you happy? It all depends, If you're not happy, then don't collect. But, everybody to each his own. I like collecting 8-tracks because here's the point. I wanted something different. I didn't want to be stuck in the vinyl. I didn't want to be tape. I wanted something different. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I didn't want to be the simple, hey, look, I got a record that everybody else had. I love vinyl, don't get me wrong, but I also wanted a format that was different and that nobody was really collecting,
Mini discs.
Yeah, mini discs. Let's start a mini disc, a reel to reel.
Those are really, you never see mini discs around.
No, you don't.
They're big in Europe and Japan, though. I know that. So,
Yeah.
but not
Oh,
here.
yeah, Japan. There's guys in Japan
They
that
still
collect
love
that
that
stuff.
stuff over there.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
collect
look at-
retro computer stuff. I have a Commodore Amiga 500 and a
Oh my
bunch of
God.
stuff for it. That's what I
Jesus.
learned on was Commodore. Wait a minute, what was it? What was another Commodore? 64.
I don't know,
Commodore
but I-
64? I think it was.
That's what I learned on was a Commodore 64.
Oh, okay. I
At
learned on
Ohio
an Apple.
State.
I remember the Apple II. I learned on the Apple II back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go with the floppy disk. Now we're going to
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
yeah.
You know,
But see, here we go again
flash
with the whole media and the whole format. It's like
Right.
now bands are putting out their music on tapes, regular cassettes, and they're getting it out there.
Hmm.
Because they can't pay
Old
for the
school.
CD format.
it's like that's how it was back in the 80s.
Yeah,
Just
that's what I'm saying. That's great.
make cassettes, you know, and
Yeah.
it's easy to do and cheap.
Yeah,
The
and they're
chicks,
getting their
the chicks dig
music
it.
out there. Yeah, chicks dig it. They're getting their music out there with tapes. You know,
Right.
shit. I love tapes. I just wish that there were more around because they're so scarce now. It's like, you know, you got to go to a certain place to find good tapes.
You mean blanks?
No, cassettes.
Yeah, blanks.
Yeah, no, not the blanks. The regular ones, the recorded ones.
Yeah, I don't want those because they sound like shit.
Oh, no, I know. But if you're like a collector and stuff, I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. I'd
Yeah,
rather record my own because they sound a hell of a lot better.
yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm sure.
look at his.
Did
look
you
at,
not
see?
see the show that Todd and I did?
I saw that, Grant. Yeah.
I
So
saw that too.
Look at these.
Oh, look at that.
4 medals unopened.
I'm gonna text Todd and say your ears burning.
Look at this. Look at this. Blanks.
These are unopened too. So
Look at
Yeah.
these blanks.
yeah, I'm telling you, man, people want those sealed ones. And metal. Metal is the one they really want.
Yeah.
I've got some metal ones. I got them like for a couple bucks. I should sell them. Well, I'm gonna sell all this stuff eventually.
Why would you do that?
Well, I figure when I
I threw-
retire, because I'm not gonna live forever.
I threw away all the ones that I had recorded onto 10 years
Grant,
ago.
you're gonna have to put them in a museum or something.
What?
You know?
What do you mean?
Well, yeah, put them in a museum or donate them to a college or something. You know?
They don't want this shit.
You
I'm
never
just
know.
having my last
We're gonna
hurrah
die and
before I
our
won't be
wives
able
are
to
gonna-
do it anymore.
We'll die and our wives will go get a dumpster and just throw all this crap in
Oh,
the dumpster.
I know.
I've
Don't
already
even,
instructed everybody what to do.
don't even say that,
It is
man.
will.
That's
It's
the
in the
worst.
will.
I can't
Uh,
believe I've accumulated all this shit.
But you know what? I told my wife I'm gonna go like the Egyptians. I'm gonna go buried with it.
Yeah.
I'll take it with me to the afterlife.
Yeah.
Screw that.
Well, I got no kids to leave it to, and I don't know anybody.
Byron, you never reproduced?
No.
Huh,
No.
that'd be
No,
damned.
lucky you.
Well,
Lucky
maybe there's
you.
a reason.
That's why I'm retired.
Lucky you.
Maybe there's a reason.
Like he could always adopt.
Yeah, you're not that old.
I was a foster parent once.
You were?
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Oh, really?
She was 14 going on 21.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Lord.
can imagine.
Holy crap, man. Didn't work out. Didn't work out.
You
That
set
was
her-
20 some years ago, though. That was a long time ago.
You had enough of it and sent her back to where she was.
It was my first marriage, which also didn't work out, but I'm in a better place now.
That's for another episode.
Yeah.
That is another episode.
Yeah.
I
I like that. I like this one. Yeah, albums you want to be buried with.
like that. Hey,
Yeah,
that's
a
a
That
good.
is a good one.
That's a good topic.
You better write that one down.
I'm writing that
Yeah.
down.
It's going to end up on the Contrarians, probably.
Nah. I'll have this episode
Look what
ready
he
for
said.
tomorrow.
Albums you want to be buried with.
Done. It's done.
Ernesto's going to be buried with that 8
Oh, wouldn't that be a funny
Side of the
topic
Moon
though?
quad.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll probably be buried with COVID the way I'm going.
Oh, Grant, you can't be going out in the streets and coughing on anybody. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
I'm not contagious. I don't have a fever.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you work at home?
Don't cough on
Yeah.
your dog. I'll tell you that because dog COVID is worse.
I already was out today.
Oh, yeah?
Mm. Everyone's fine.
Oh, that's good.
That does sound like a good contrarians. Watch it come out on SOT first.
I'm going to give it to I'll give it to Pete when I see him next
There is some
Saturday.
correlations. I've seen some things that happened on our channels that all of a sudden appear on
Yeah.
SOT. Seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
Maybe he and Martin are sharing ideas. I don't know.
Martin's loyal. We are doing. Reed and Martin and I do have a show coming up next month.
When are you guys doing that Heart show? What happened to that?
Well, I'm doing a Heart show with Tim Derling now.
Yeah.
Well, Peter dropped out of the who did I originally did the show with. He dropped out of the whole kind of dropped out.
See what happens?
So then I went to you and I said, "What am I going to do?"
I
And
told
said,
you.
"Well, talk to Tim."
Tim's
talked
the
to
man.
Tim and I are going to do it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
Tim's
right
the
up
man.
Tim's alley.
Yep.
Tim's he's a human. He is a human computer.
Well, there's nothing. Well, you know why? There's nothing to do in Canada.
Especially where he lives. I'm not even
Yeah.
sure where he lives.
No, he's from a small town.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff coming up. Of course, I canceled everything this week.
You got to
So
get
now I
BM
have
Bolt involved. You got to get him on a show.
He's on a show right now. Look.
Well, I got to do like a blues show or something.
I was just going to
Blues?
say, Grant and I will talk about blues, man.
Yeah, get a blues thing, like your top 5 blues albums
Not
you
his
like.
wheelhouse.
Marco says he
I don't
can
know
tell
that's
you
in his
what
wheelhouse.
an album's producer had in his coffee on a certain day.
That's
It is
true.
true.
Yeah,
Well,
that is true.
have you done an 8-track show with him at all, Ernesto?
We did. Well, when we first met, he interviewed me and shit, but it was a real small interview. It wasn't big like the one we're gonna do. It's
Oh, we're
more,
gonna do a big one.
Yeah, we did. That's how we the way we met is we just started talking about music and we liked some of the music,
Mhm.
and just took it from there. And then he knew that I collected 8-track because that's all you see on my Instagram, of course. You know that.
Oh, I've seen that. It's impressive.
BM Bolt doesn't know though.
I'll have
He
to
does
check. Well, I'm
now.
not on Instagram, so my wife is. Maybe I'll have her look. She knows who you are.
She'll
She's
hack
watched.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll
But
look at it.
remember, it's not Ernesto though. You got to give him the code though.
No.
It's
There's a code.
Zertran. Zertran?
Zartan. Zartan.
Zertan.
Yeah, that was on your.
Yeah, I called you on the
That was on one of your
promo thing.
Things, yeah,
promo pictures. Yeah, and I was like,
yeah,
what is-
Zartan.
I didn't know what that was. So, okay,
Yeah, that's my alias. You're a BM Bolt.
I'm being bold.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
think
Gotta
I
have an
would have
alias.
that up here?
What's his name? Oh God, I forgot his name right now. You guys were making fun of his name, his heavy metal name. What was it called?
Johnny Metal.
Johnny Metal.
Johnny Metal.
Dude, that's
I wonder if Johnny Metal's he's probably in bed now.
Johnny Metal. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm just gonna start calling him Johnny Metal now.
Yeah, he's pretty good too.
Yeah, he's gonna do a Wasp series. Huh?
Yeah, I'm
That's-
still waiting for Grant's going to do like this. Grant's doing like a series of interviews. I don't know if BM Bolt saw it, right? Have you seen it?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
mean?
didn't you do like an interview thing with Armando and
Oh, well, that was just
Davey?
no. I didn't do one with Davey. Did one with me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
one with Armando, but I'm taking it up a notch. I'm doing
Yeah.
I did.
It's hard to
had
do those
3
interview things.
interviews up. We did. Todd and I did 2, and I did 2.
Well, you know what it is? It's hard because it goes from an interview to something else. It drifts.
Well, everything drifts on my channel. It's
Yeah.
very loose.
We've drifted tonight.
We
Yeah.
drifted tonight, so I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. I'm not out to change the world or anything. I'm just
Yeah.
doing it for the hell of it.
True.
I'll talk stereo equipment, music,
Mhm.
physical media, whatever.
Yeah, we gotta get. I'm gonna see if I can get my my buddy and we could do a show on vintage audio. I got a good buddy that he's really good at
I
it.
can
Like
do that.
he could really give us an insight. I would take his opinion. He's really good at it, and we could
All right.
talk.
Do it.
Yeah,
Let's get this on the calendar.
yeah, definitely.
We'll get Todd on here too because Todd.
Yeah, he'll like to hear it. It'll be interesting. Then just somebody's opinion about stuff, and he's on Instagram. He's pretty big.
I did
talk
text Ted, but he
stereos
didn't
and
respond.
speakers and God knows what else. I mean, look, it's not it for me. It's like I'm never gonna have the perfect sound, but I just want a decent sound. You know what I mean? It
Well,
just
you're never going to get decent sound out of an 8-track.
no. I'm talking about my stereo. I'm talking my gear. But you know what though?
Okay.
It does sound pretty good when you have a nice stereo. Let me tell you. If you have a shitty stereo, it's gonna sound like shit. But if you have a
Yeah,
nice
but
setup,
anything that comes pre-recorded is going to be questionable. You have
well,
to
yeah,
make your
I know.
own recordings on decent
Yeah,
gear.
yeah. I'm just saying you have a setup. You have a setup whether you spend, you know, thousands of dollars or you spend
Mhm.
$500. If you set it up right and you get the
Right.
right gear, it's gonna sound good to your ears.
Right.
You know?
See, that my whole thing, if I ever was at someone's home that had like a audiophile level
Yeah,
system, I'm afraid if I ever heard it and
yeah,
I'd have to come home, that it would
You ruin it.
tarnish everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to even hear it. I
right,
don't want to go to that level. I would never go to like, the Las Vegas audio, whatever,
right,
where
right,
they have these audiophile places where you can hear these,
right.
$500,000 system. I don't want to hear it.
You don't know
Yeah.
what you're missing, and you
I don't
need
want to
that.
know
Right,
what
you
I'm
don't
missing.
want- right.
I'm
Yeah.
happy with what I've got, and I don't want it to be tarnished, because if it's tarnished, then I'm really
Well, I
screwed.
mean, with being bold, I mean, your system, you have a nice little system set up and everything. You're happy with it, right?
I want to get some bigger speakers down here. Those HPM 40s, those HPM 40s are okay.
Right, right.
I'm running 1973 Advent, smaller Advents is what I'm
Right,
running,
right.
which I
But
love.
you're content. You don't want any. Here's the problem: is like when you have good stuff, and then you see other stuff, and you're like, "Oh my god, I really want this," but then you're like,
I love
"Oh,
Advents, so I'm good with
oh
that.
you don't want to spend the money, or you just feel like,
No, I'd
do I
love
really want to get
Advents.
that?" No, I know Advents are good. They're really good speakers. You can't go wrong with them.
Real Advents. I'm not talking about the later shit. We're talking
No,
Yeah,
no,
the
the old school.
original large and
large
the
and the
small.
smaller Advents,
Right.
not
Right,
the
right,
number, Advent 4 or those.
right.
Yeah,
The smaller Advents are better than the bigger ones.
Right.
I'm waiting for a nice pair of speakers that kind of fall into my lap for next to nothing that need to be refoamed,
Yeah.
and recapped, and I'll do it. But I
Right.
don't want to drop $1,000 for a pair of speakers. Where you at?
Right.
No, I don't need them. So
One
But,
set of Advents I got off of Craigslist, some woman had them when she was like a teenager. And I
Wow.
actually bought her whole stereo. The turntable was jacked up. I pitched it. It was not worth anything. And what else did I get from her? I forget. But I got one set from her. Then I got another set from somebody. And I redid them. They needed refoam. You couldn't play them. The foam was all rotted out on them. But all those kits are on eBay.
Yeah, yeah.
it's not that bad.
No, it's easy.
Yeah.
So I've
So,
probably
yeah.
had these Advents since, what is this? Oh my God, the kids were little, probably 20 years.
Wow.
Perfectly
The nice thing about my
content.
Pioneers is they don't need to ever be refoamed. They don't have foam. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, they're like a cloth or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, shit, what year are those?
78,
I was
79.
gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. And I got some EPIs that a friend gave me. I refoamed them. And then somebody gave me some Bose 301s that I refoamed. They're all decent, but nothing great.
Right. Not until you hear those big
Sounds like
100s.
you're
and
not
then-
happy. Sounds like
well,
you're
he's not.
happy.
He wants those 100s.
I had a friend, he was like, you want some KG4s? You can have them for free. Clips KG4s, which are pretty
Yeah, no.
nice. Pretty
Well,
nice.
those would probably be better than what you've got.
Yeah. Well, the problem is he lives in Albuquerque.
Oh,
Well, where are you? I forget where you are.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not too far,
It's
is
like
it?
a 16-hour drive each way. And I'm like,
for speakers? I don't know.
$400 or $500 speakers. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Then he gave them to his brother eventually. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
whatever.
You're better off looking for those 100s.
Yeah, you could probably get a set for 5 or 6, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe. But then you're gonna have to recone them
Well,
if they're intact, if they're original, they haven't been
Yeah.
reconed, messed with or anything.
yeah.
Because what happens is you always find them with the tweeters always poked the tweeters or something, or oh god.
Well, they have those Pine HPMs that the high polymer molecular super tweeters, and a lot of
Yeah.
them are bad. They don't work.
Right.
But you really can't hear them anyway. My hearing, you can't hear that high.
You
so.
probably
Right.
live close to Matthew Sweet. He lives
Yeah, I
in
do.
Omaha.
He lives in Omaha.
Uh-huh.
I don't know
Oh,
where
okay.
at. We've had that discussion.
We can find it.
We'll find out, and I'll go to his door and get an autograph for you.
Really? Well, let's look him up.
Yeah. So I mean, he was born in Lincoln, which is like 45 minutes to an hour from where I'm at. Then he moved back here, 10 years ago. I didn't know he was here
He's-
till recently.
Yeah, he's in there. He's
But-
there.
He doesn't play much at all. I think he's done 2 shows here in the last 10 years.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
I want to get him on my show, but I got to work up to that.
Oh,
Is that Scott Byron? Can he get a hold of him?
Yeah, I'm sure he could.
You want me to go to his house and beg him?
yeah. Go there and ask him.
No, you can't do that.
It'd be
You
great if
probably-
we bumped
you
into
probably
him
had some pretty
somewhere.
good guests so far,
But-
right?
What?
We've had some pretty good guests so far.
Hell yeah, that's where I'm going on with my channel.
I mean, you're not no sea of tranquility, but then again, who wants to be? You want to be your own, right?
Yeah, but I want to do more interviews is what I want to do.
Yeah, that's great. That's good. You know,
My God.
interviews are good.
Well,
Are we done for today?
no, I'm looking.
Tell you what, you
Hold
find
on.
you can find out his address. I'll just sit outside his house and wait for him to come out to walk his dog or something, and then I'll
There you
get
go.
my dog and I'll say, "Aren't you Matthew Sweet?"
Look, I got some props from Marco.
Oh, there you go.
Your interviews are incredible. Thank you very much.
Where's Todd at?
For sure, I don't know where in the hell he is.
When are you gonna do that show with the record thing? Because I'm really interested in that. You guys are gonna do that
Record thing. What are you talking about?
record? You guys gonna go record swapping or something?
We're gonna go. I'm going down November 12th for the weekend,
Okay.
and we're gonna go record shopping in Atlanta, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna go to Athens on Sunday. But Saturday night we're gonna go see a concert because we interviewed Vanessa from Pylon.
Oh, okay.
The Pylon Reenactment Society has a gig Saturday night,
Okay.
so we're gonna go to a gig in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be hanging out with Todd all weekend,
Well, that's good. I
and
think
we'll
you guys
be
should do
doing a
that.
show.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
don't know what we're gonna do, but
Well, the whole record thing sounds interesting. That's pretty cool.
yeah, I should make that into a show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're gonna be down there, do a little live action there.
I could.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I'm really psyched about going record store. I haven't went to Atlanta for record, shopping.
Do
But
they have
I've
any
been
good?
to Athens before, but it was like in 1993 or something.
Do they
so
have good record stores there?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you two guys out there hunting for records. Oh, you will. But I got the flight already, and I'm just going to rent a car and then,
Yeah.
I don't know, take them out for dinner on Friday. And
Is this the farthest you've ever traveled?
what do you mean?
Well, lately, recently.
The furthest I went to lately was when I went and saw Ryan, and we went to see Al Stewart play up in Kent.
Right.
I'm visiting all these people I'm on shows with. That's what
You
I do
guys
now.
were supposed to do a review of that show. You didn't even do it, did you?
Ryan did a review of it. I didn't do a
Oh,
review.
Ryan, I forgot. Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
Ryan does exist. I have seen him in person.
Yeah. How was that show? I mean, give us the lowdown real quick.
What of Al Stewart?
Yeah.
Well, Al Stewart's vocally, he still has the same chops. The band was phenomenal. His guitar playing was phenomenal. The whole concert, I would give it a 5 out of 5 because for one, Al's very entertaining. He has all kinds of stories to share with the audience. The sound was excellent, and the acoustics within the Kent Theater is top notch. It was a
Oh,
great
okay.
show. I'm so glad I went. Plus, I got to interview the Empty Pockets too, because I went there. See, Mark has only met Brat. Well, I would have come up there to Canada for your premiere, but I've got too much shit going on.
Well, I'm going to be at the Fall Fest next Saturday. So if anybody's watching this, is going to be there.
Yeah, I won't be there.
Say hi to me.
What's the Fall Fest? What is that?
Sea of Tranquility thing?
Oh, was that like a rock show?
Yeah, it's going to be 5 bands, and they're going to in the evenings 5 bands, but in the afternoon they're going to have like discussions like they do on the YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
So most of the regular guests on the show will be there.
Well, you'll get to
Right.
meet Martin then.
Martin's supposed to be there. So
Mark, are you going up
hopefully
there?
he'll have time to talk.
Right. I was watching the news the other day. Did somebody say that Ozzy's album was #1? I don't know if that's true though. Is that true?
Say that again?
That Ozzy's record was #1?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Really?
In the rock charts.
Maybe. Yeah. I
Probably right
I thought it was like a big joke or something.
pop charts. I know Pete was saying he's probably not going to do anything, but he thinks a lot of people there will be filming things. I'll take some pictures, maybe of some people, and
Right.
I mean,
Some
Todd and I
selfies.
talked about it. Todd, Ryan, and I kind of talked about going up there, but nothing happened.
so I have no idea if I'll know anybody there other than just people that I've seen on the shows.
Well, because you got to wear a shirt that says "Be in Boat," and then they'll know who you are. You know?
My wife's like, you should put a name tag on.
I thought it
Yeah,
would be
there
good
you
just to
go.
go up there and schmooze with everybody, you know?
But just don't wear anything that says Johnny Metal because that's already taken. Okay,
yeah.
no Johnny Metal.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
they've
don't know if
sold a lot of
Ozzy's
tickets
album
or
is
not.
#1, but there's been a lot of buzz about it. Well,
Yeah.
Sharon's doing her job.
Yeah, she is putting the nail in the coffin.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
just going to run him until he can't produce anything anymore.
Oh
Poor
God,
Ozzy, I feel bad for the guy.
I feel
You know, all
really
he wants to
bad
do
for-
is go lay down somewhere.
Yeah, he
and just
does. He just wants to
relax.
rest. He wants to rest. He doesn't need. Look, let's get down to the nitty gritty real quick. He doesn't need to make any more records. He's done. That's it. He's got his legacy. Don't mess with it. Just leave it alone.
It's a
Don't
cash
keep
cow.
make. Yeah, cash cow. Don't make any more. You want to see? You want to be on the video? Oh. My son, he wants to be on the video. You want to? You want to be on it? Okay.
But yeah, as long as Ozzy lives, you know they're just going to pump it right
Yeah,
out.
and you know what happens when he passes away? They're gonna piss all that money away. It's gonna be gone. All that's gonna be gone. Those kids of his are gonna just milk him dry. You know?
But I'm
He'll
sure
still find ways to make a lot of money off him when he's dead.
Well, I mean, the reissues and like I was telling Grant, those
Holograms
reissues are
and whatnot.
those reissues are terrible. They just sound horrible.
What do you mean, brickwalled or what?
No, those the reissues, the ones that they just came out recently with, where they took out all the original players.
Oh,
No.
That's
That's been a
well, those
while,
were a
right?
long time ago. They
They
already
reinstated
replaced
them.
the yeah. That was like
Yes.
what
Yeah,
year was that?
Weekend at
93
Ozzy's.
or something?
Well, they did a new box set. Remember the vinyl box set? That new one?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't buy it.
They put out a box set and they took all the names out. It was just horrible, man. It's just
I
like
don't pay attention to what Ozzy's doing.
Yeah.
it's just bad, man. You know?
Yeah. I loved Ozzy, but I gave up 20 years ago. I still listen to the new ones just to hear them. They're not great.
Yeah.
They're not bad. They're just okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I saw Ozzy twice in '86. Look.
See,
look who's
those were
looking.
the good years. Those were the good years.
Jake Ely was playing guitar.
Yeah,
And-
that's when he was. That's when he was all high and drugged out. Those are the best years.
Yeah, he was great.
I saw him with Randy Rhodes.
Oh,
Shows
see,
you how-
legendary, legendary.
Did you really?
Yeah, on the Diary of a Madman tour. It was late January '82, and then Randy
Right.
died like a month later.
I was in sixth grade
I
when that
saw
happened.
Cliff Burton.
Oh, you did?
Mhm.
I've never seen Metallica.
Oh, see?
I saw Metallica open up for Ozzy on Master Puppets.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I still think Ozzy blew him off the stage. I thought Metallica was horrid. I thought it was just absolutely horrid.
Yeah.
Do you like Metallica?
It's all right.
The
I
first,
can appreciate what they do, but
the
it's
first
not like
4
I
or
have
5
a
are
burning
great.
urge to play it. I'm not really a metal guy, so
No.
I can rally. I
Well,
can
so we-
appreciate what
we
they
should
did.
do. We should do a ranking the Ozzy albums or something.
Oh, no, don't do that. There's too many people that do that already. We don't want to
Everybody
do
does
that.
that all the.
But
I'd
Grant
never
does
do it.
deep. Grant likes to do deep dives of the entire
Yeah,
collection.
yeah,
Which sets him apart.
yeah.
That no one cares about. But the only
Yeah.
person
No.
who cares is me.
I mean,
You
I mean,
know.
yeah, we're gonna talk about Manfred Mann. That's gonna be
We need
amazing.
to get that on the calendar.
Nobody talks about Manfred Mann. And
I'm
it's a
going to
great.
start scheduling stuff tomorrow, though.
You gonna do Manfred Mann or Manfred Mann's Earth Band?
The
Well,
Earth Band.
We could do Earth Band, but I want to do the '80s band because nobody hears about the '80s stuff. Everybody knows Earth Band. I mean, everybody that knows.
Fucking Marco's all over Ozzy. I really like No More Tears, which gets a lot of flack for some reason. Well, it's because that was a shitty era.
Yeah, you know what?
That's all
Here's
I
the thing.
got. That's the only one that I got.
That's
Does
a good
that have
album.
that? What's
Got
that
it at
have
the
on it?
Goodwill for 59
Okay.
cents.
What's the title on that? What's that song?
Something
the one hit
Runners
that
in the
hit-
Night or something? What's on there?
No, that
No,
was
no.
later. This has
No,
got
that song
For You. This
for you.
Another Springsteen cover. It was real good.
That- But that's a good song.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
For
here we
you.
go.
They do
Aha, here we
Springsteen
go.
way better than Springsteen.
Yeah,
Where Todd is. No
It's good.
word from Todd.
It's all right.
you can't argue that he's not a great keyboardist. I mean, the guy's amazing.
Who?
We're gonna do the '80s stuff because I think that's the era that nobody really listens to, doesn't remember.
I'll do
they know that-
whatever. Anything's more obscure than,
The '80s stuff.
that'd be, no one else would be doing it.
Was it out of
I've had
Africa?
people
Was
comment
that
going, "Oh my God, no one is looking at any of this Matthew Sweet stuff," and I'm going, "Yeah, well, of course."
Yeah, nobody does. Nobody talks about Matthew Sweet. It's weird.
But he was popular, right?
Yeah, he was popular,
Well, 91, 92, 93.
especially that girlfriend song. That was a big hit.
I don't know.
You know,
Well, I do know
but
Matthew Sweet,
we know.
but that's already been stated before.
So just have BM Bolt come up with some ideas for his blues thing, and conjure up some records.
I'll host it. You guys can rap it.
I'm not a blues aficionado. And
Yeah, but you got some
All
good.
right.
You got some
I
good
know
stuff.
some blues. I know some blues. But,
You like Walter Trout?
oh, yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
do a
I
show
seen
on
him.
Walter Trout.
Seen him
There you
many
go.
times. Grant and I had a couple ideas before, and I don't know if I
All right,
really.
see you,
I kind of
Marco.
backed off a little bit because I got COVID and
Yeah.
disappeared. But maybe we'll
Well,
talk
don't
about
worry. You're not going to cough on me, man. You're like 10,000 miles away from me.
it. Well, once I got COVID, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to worry about being on the show for a while.
Things are
We-
going to
we-
start gearing up.
We talked about a
Since
few
I'm
ideas.
out of
Well, then
COVID.
Walt, I think you just need to come up with something that you like and something that you can talk about and, put it together.
Blues,
You
metal.
know? You like Santana?
Well,
You can talk
whatever.
about Santana,
Doesn't like
Come on,
Santana.
Byron. You get your shit together.
you know?
I'll do any damn show.
I can talk Zappa till the
Let's do a
rest
show on
rest
Zappa.
of
There
eternity.
you go.
I can talk that forever. So
Oh,
We
there
could
you
do
go.
a show on We're Only in It for the Money.
yeah, I mean, you want to do some deep dives? Start with the original Mothers if you want.
Oh, there you
have
go.
the,
See,
do you have the Freak Out box?
Project Object boxes. No, I don't have any of those. I just have
What
the
the
original.
hell?
I have
thought
the
you were a fan.
I have the original CDs for the most part, and I have some
Those are all
vinyls.
remixed.
Yeah, I have like on my hard drive. I have a lot of the reissued stuff. I have all the original CDs on over here in my rack.
The
but, like,
Rikos?
yeah, but like all this stuff that they've reissued over the last 20 years, I have that stuff like on my hard drive. I didn't go out and rebuy all those.
that's all we need. That's all we need. Just
That's all we need.
we could talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, so
We
I'm
could do a
familiar
show
with-
on Burt Weenie's sandwich.
Yeah, I mean,
Uncle
I
Meat.
know all of the Zappa stuff for the most part.
There you go.
What's better with Uncle Meat, the remix
Nobody's
or the original
here's the
mix?
thing, nobody's talking about Zappa. I haven't seen anything on YouTube about
Well,
We're
Zappa.
gonna do a show on Uncle Meat.
All right.
Have you heard the Meat Light? It's
Yeah, I
like the
got it.
reissue of that.
That's the original mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Um,
got all that shit. I
you own
only
all
care.
that?
I don't want the remixes. I want the original,
You have the physical media for all those?
of course.
Oh, I only have like I said, the Ryko stuff from the 80s and the 90s.
No. The Zappa estate stuff is phenomenal.
Yeah,
The mastering on it is absolutely wonderful.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to let you go because I gotta go pick up my son.
All right. Well, we're
we'll talk
almost
soon.
done anyway.
yeah,
We've
I'll
been
wrap
on
it up.
here an hour and
I can
16
still
minutes.
talk, man, but I gotta go pick up my son.
No, you go. If we're
3:15.
still here, we might be here.
All right.
Byron and
Yeah.
I are working on this Zappa show right now.
Yeah, work on the Zappa stuff.
Think
Come-
about it. Think about
Get
it,
some
Byron.
get some deep cuts and like 3 of your favorite tracks or something. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, you can deep dive it, or you can do, like you said, you could just
Uncle Meat.
focus. You could focus on one album or two albums, or pick best cuts, or I don't.
Yeah. Just make it simple. Whatever,
You know my favorite. What is my? You know what my favorite?
We're only in it for the money.
Yep.
There you go.
Then probably absolutely free. I
Now,
love
there's
the
like-
Mothers of Invention stuff. I thought was absolutely brilliant.
So there's 3 or 4 versions of "We're Only in It for the Money," though. That's the other problem.
Well, I'm talking about this.
You
Well,
like
I've
the
got
2012 releases, don't you?
I've got the mono version and I've got the stereo version.
Okay, write it down. Everybody's gotta set it up.
Look at
Get
how
that
much
done.
pressure we get.
Do some art. Get some
you
art
have
for that.
Don't you have a kid to pick up?
Oh yeah, I gotta go.
See you later.
I'll see you guys.
He
It
hates
was
to
good.
pull away. All right, we'll see you.
Yeah. I'll see you guys and good show.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
See you.
All right.
Bye.
All right.
Take care.
Later.
You can,
But the 2012 stuff is
Right.
great.
yeah, those are the ones to own.
And the
But I'm
original
not going to
mix of,
rebuy them all.
but like the original mix of cruising with
Ruben and the Jets.
yeah, original
Yeah.
mix of it.
Because then they redid that and they retitled it though.
Yeah, it's called some.
Uh,
Why did they do that? Why don't they just release it like this is Ruben and the Jets, the original
yeah, they
mix?
called it something totally different.
like mashed potatoes or greasy
Um,
spoons or something like
Let
that.
me
I don't
look.
know.
I got it on my hard drive here.
I could get it, but I'd have to get up.
I've got everything on my hard drive if I don't already own it on CD or vinyl. Where's that at? Frank. Oh, as soon as greasy something.
Greasy something.
Yeah.
Greasy spoons or greasy hamsters or something.
Crap. I'm not seeing it in here, but
Greasy crap.
greasy kid stuff. Greasy love songs.
That's
Greasy
it.
love songs.
Why
That's it.
wouldn't you
That's-
just call it Cruising with Ruben and the Jets, the original mix or
Yeah,
something.
I don't know, man. I used to have way back. I had the old Masters box one, and I think I had both boxes. Those came out in the mid to late 80s, and the first box was all the original mothers, and the second box was maybe up to one size fits all, roughly.
Mhm.
But it had the remixes in there with the extra reverb and the new drums and bass
Yeah, I
tracks.
don't like that. That practically ruined We're Only in It for the Money.
Yeah.
But that's
I
the
have-
first one I ever heard, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't mind having 3 different versions of We're Only in It for the Money, just to have them. But yeah, you'd probably like to just go back and listen to the original, you know.
Well, I think the original's far better.
Yeah. But the remixed ones, they're different, so they're worth at least one listen, just to hear them. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm
that
very
bass,
familiar with
those
them
drums
because-
do not fit the production that was recorded in,
Yeah. Yeah. But in some ways, I'm more familiar with the remixes because that's what I owned forever until they, I
It
didn't
came out
have
in
the-
87.
Yeah, I didn't have the original vinyl for a lot of those. I bought the CDs in
Well,
'87 or whatever.
I remember
year they came
back in
out.
the day, you could never find that stuff.
Yeah,
You could never find hardly any used Zappa ever back in the 80s.
I see it now. I don't think people are into him as much these days. I see a lot of his used vinyl at this one store in town.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, it's got a lot of used Zappa, and I'm just thinking, why aren't people buying these?
Yeah, well, back in the day, you didn't see it at all.
Yeah, so I got.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we can do some Zappa sometime if you want.
Well, whatever. I'll do
I don't know if you want me to drive these projects or how this works.
I don't care. At this point, the projects just drive themselves because people come up with ideas. And I
Yeah.
go, that sounds cool. I don't really care.
All right. Well, I mean, we should probably end this. And
Think about doing some Zappa, though. We got to come
Yeah.
up with a good angle, though. You gave me a ton of great ideas. You're all about
I know, but
ideas.
I don't always follow through.
Well, I get deterred a lot because, I'll get on a tangent and then if I don't write it down, I might lose it, if you know what I'm saying.
I can resend you some of my ideas if you want me to refresh you.
I would like to do a Zappa one now.
Well, yeah, figure out how you want to approach it, and I know quite a bit about Zappa, so
I don't know. I'll think about it. I don't just want to do like a ranking. Everybody does rankings.
yeah.
I'll think about it. We'll figure out something.
Yep. All right. Well,
All right, cool.
Late.
Well, we'll wrap this dog up.
time for your bedtime.
It is. It's 3 hours and 23 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
record.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in. This is, I don't even know what I'd call this. Friday night chat.
Yes.
We're done. I'm going to throw up the bumper thing and we're done. So, Byron, thanks for showing up.
Yep.
Everybody else, thanks for showing up and have a good night.